Buonasera a tutti, good evening, and welcome to Fate's Grip, episode 9, Allies.
What?
No, well, I did manage to misspell allies just after we started streaming, so I've changed that now.
Oh, good.
The renamed episode.
Yeah. Ooh, I should just call an episode the renamed one.
Oh, just call one of them Redacted.
I like it. Very nice. Huh?
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 No.
Nice. We are here, and we are. I'll start some shout-outs, and then we'll go into the game. A couple from me. If you would like to listen and / or see the episodes of this campaign after the fact, after the live versions, you can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and also, that was Spotify Podcasts, and also YouTube. So we're not expanding again, just taking our media elsewhere, essentially. But that is YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify Podcasts. So get your ears open there. Secondly, if you would like to get a hold of some amazing cards that would augment your reality using some beautiful art and scenes. Ardent Roleplay is a D&D and Call of Cthulhu company for you. So get your hands on those, and you can bring your scenes to life in front of you. They're really cool, and the artwork is amazing. If you are like me and you want our stream to be heard better, to look better, to be enhanced as much as possible, you can go into our Ko-fi and donate. Obviously, subscribe here using your Amazon Prime if you are interested. But also, we also really appreciate lurks and chats from anyone. So Ko-fi though, just look up Fate's Grip and you can see our Ko-fi there. Donate if you feel like. I know it's terrible. Donate if you feel like you'd like to. Lovely. That's me. That's my. I was going to say something very, very very wrong. But anyway, let's continue.
Yeah,
I'll tell you in the break.
It must be particularly egregious.
It was pretty egregious. Yeah.
Is it that with the Ko-fi, next Ko-fi goal is to get plastic surgery for the cast to improve the look?
Hey, speaking of, if you would like to improve the look of this cast, you should head on over to Last Hold Games, who can scan your head in 3D and then attach it to the body of your favorite character. As you can see from this, not quite lifelike, they kind of Prince Charming me up a bit there. Facsimile of me, they've taken my head, scanned in LiDAR, and added it to a miniature from the Druid for last season's campaign. I played a Druid. It's very. Yeah, right? Check it out on youtube.com. But yeah, they make amazing quality stuff. Usually when you see like 3D printed models, especially if you've got friends who do like knockoff Warhammers, which you shouldn't do, you just don't get this quality. So they put a lot of effort into making them look awesome. And eventually I'll trick one of my friends who's good at painting into bringing it to life for me too. I'm pretty excited to see it in full colour. Feel free, any of you to...
I'm pointing to my right, which is your left, which is Ben.
One of them.
Ben is awesome.
Yeah, but check them out, lastholdgames.com. They're a very cool group.
Yeah, very nice.
Hey, you like t-shirts? You like to wear them?
Yeah, preferably.
I prefer not, actually.
Prefer not, yeah.
We've seen that episode.
I prefer if you all would. And if you would like a new one, you can check out our merch over on Fourth Wall, where we sell some t-shirts and some hats and some goodies and some stuffs and some things. Thank you to the people that have already ordered. They look fucking dope on you and appreciate you.
Yeah.
Number fucking stay.
Did you want to talk about your previous your stream you did the other night?
Do you?
I mean, I can.
Sure.
You were the co-host in an amazing.
For the term Thirstmaster.
In an amazing Thirsty Thursday evening where a group of you got together and you played this just a mass. It was just a mass debate of.
It was fucked. It was maybe the most fucked thing that has ever aired on this
It
channel.
was beautiful. Baldur's Gate. Who is the hottest? Who would you? Who
We
would
did
you?
not get through like even half of the people.
I'm so surprised you had that many up there with that many opinions. It was very ambitious. It was very ambitious.
We knew though. We knew from the start.
You're gonna do a part 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, no one's won yet, so
Well, that's right. I mean, the score continues.
yeah, we kind of started catching up to a lot of quotes added that night.
Very cool.
I think there was a tweet that Scarlet Moth sent out that was something along the lines of like no context stream spoilers or something like that, and it was a screenshot of a poll we had to do because there were a couple where like no one could decide what like who was hotter or what the correct answer was, and the current poll was Kethrick Daddy. And the options were Wrinkles and Bag of Holding or Gay Porn Dog Man.
Gay porn dog man.
Were the two, which were like the two descriptors used as arguments for Kethrick.
Beautiful.
Was it a ball bag of holding?
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Yeah.
No spoilies. I've only had one spoiler this entire time. I know.
If you,
Yeah.
this month, and if you haven't completed it,
Like,
bad,
fuck
yeah.
you. Yeah.
Thanks.
Where are you up to, Michele?
Thanks. I know. How many characters have I started first? And not made it through Nautiloid. Anyway,
Not made it through the Nautiloid.
There's
Jesus.
too many options. And then I found out just the other day that I could, because I didn't have spoilers, that I could maybe 2 spoilers. I can change my class and abilities anytime, and I can only not change my race. So that helps me along, That helps me to adventure force. Anyway, enough about Baldur's Gate 3 because
Just pick cleric. Oh, you got 2 clerics.
yeah.
You just roleplay whatever.
Hydrate and
Oh,
You
thank
don't
you.
change
Actually,
any
don't
of the
have any
characters
water.
into
Could someone
clerics.
Please pour me some.
Really?
Yeah. And you can even get your hirelings and then like use them as mules and stuff.
Can I roll I can roll a 4-party cleric.
Yeah.
Cleric.
Yeah.
Do it. Next run.
You just select your
Welcome,
other characters
friend.
and then go talk to that dude.
Thank you.
Damn.
Son.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
Well, now before we do anything, I need to do a recap. Yes. Shall we recap? Shall we continue? Any other shout-outs you'd like to shout? Don't shout them.
Ah.
Ah,
Oh.
that failed.
Ow.
Oh, poor thing. Do you want to talk about your experience at the concert, Emily, and share any amazing stuff?
I
from there?
tried to FaceTime a group of people.
Yeah.
And my phone died.
Oh, because you were filming a lot.
No.
Oh,
Just because
I
I
just
used
did.
my phone a lot that day.
damn.
And I didn't charge it because I'm silly.
But then you got to be really in the moment.
Yeah.
That's true.
It was just awkward because I promised a specific group of people that watch our stream that I would FaceTime them during a song, and I did not.
Could be around to do that.
Now we get you.
But hey, if I sound like I'm dying, I'm not. I just got hectic hay fever and no voice, so here we are.
A beautiful thing.
Sorry if you hear the sound of snot coming out of my nose. It actually gets worse in air conditioning, so I apologize. No, don't turn it. Don't turn it off because
Okay.
everyone will die.
Okay, fair.
But if I do this every now and again,
Oh yeah.
we know what's happening.
It's a pretty
Yeah.
good looking wall.
You're inspecting
Blasting
investigation.
Yeah.
Well, I am going to recap. Let us recap.
Oh, did everyone hydrate or no?
Yes, I did. Yes, thank you
Yes.
very much. Appreciate
Quite.
it. Beautiful. Okay,
Good.
let's go. So, as the screams die down.
Hey, that's what I sounded like the other night, so I empathise. I really do.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so fresh from your discussions about Maury's capture and rescue and health, you set out to undertake the quest to locate the undead controller's hideout, and you discovered it. armor made of skin, and an abandoned shop greeted you, while a ruckus disrupted your investigation, and a large metallic creature was causing havoc, breaking homes and collecting the dead. With the arrival of dwarves and an anvil, you successfully lured the unharmed creature into the newly made bracelet on the wheeled-in anvil, and the dwarven magic caused it to collapse. And a scene of blood and battle now subsides, but is before you. So, as we delve into the scene, you are amongst bodies. 3 dwarves, two of whom look very injured.
Are they dead bodies?
They are not. The dwarves are not.
Whoa!
Though there are soldiers of Vedykar, about 20 of them, that have been impaled by spiked spears and other weapons that were at one point jutting out from this massive creature made of metal and spirit of some kind. The dwarves are taking stock of the situation as well. The guards are also investigating the site.
Can I do a broad medicine check to see if any of those... Because there were, like, fresh people getting impaled on these things, yeah?
Some of them were. To your understanding, though, the creature, during the battle, or just before the battle, wasn't particularly interested in the living. What it seemed to be focusing on, and just so happened that the living got in the way, were the dead.
Yeah. I'll try it anyway. I swear he picked up some. Can I do a broad medicine check just to see if there's any... I'll be specific. Anyone like, look, they were rotten. I know that he was looking for dead bodies because he wanted to bring one. I just want to look for ones that might be like real recent. If he picked them up and just chucked them on as he went through the town.
Sure.
I swear, that's why I was laughing. I swear I thought you were going to loot all these bodies.
Before they're actually dead.
Classic Ben.
Sorry, medicine is a 19.
Okay, you are in the middle of... You've moved over to this heap of metal, heap of ruin, directly in front of the anvil, where this white bearded dwarf is wiping his brow with a thick arm, tree trunk like in thickness, and the sweat just pours from him as he takes a breath. As you glance over to him, he gives you a victorious nod, this proud nod, and you rummage through. You don't notice anyone that looks particularly newly killed. No, most of them look like they are starting to rot already.
Yeah, okay.
It looks like most of or all of the bodies that you see that are spiked on this creature. So the people that had been spiked over the top on these on the shoulders and on the back are the ones he seemed to have taken from the homes. The ones that are on his knees and legs are the ones he's impaled, the soldiers, the ones that were recently killed, but almost accidentally.
So are any of them may still be alive, the more recent ones?
Yes, you do actually find a couple of guards still breathing, and you do hear this groaning from them.
Yeah, I'm just looking for any sign of life. In which case, if I can, I'll just mutter it. I don't know, might be listening or hearing. I can't do much for you now, but hopefully we can still get some life into you, and I'm going to use Spare the Dying as a cantrip on any of them that I think will survive. So that'll stabilize them.
Okay, as you bring your magic to the fore and you feel that energy forming around your hand and your arm, you do indeed patch the most grievous of wounds, though the blood is still pouring, and they are sort of not pouring yet anymore, but they're still bleeding somewhat. Yeah. So you are true to your check. You do know that they do need help.
Yeah. Okay.
Ow!
See what else you guys are doing? Yeah.
Ow! I'm in so much pain.
I think I burned all my healing.
Ow!
I also am in pain.
Help!
It sucks, huh? What's
Yeah, this is actually the worst. Say as I hold my spleen inside my body. No.
Yeah. You did get run all the way through, didn't you?
Smoke and dust are still pouring out of this creature, and you see the snow-covered ground just completely covered with a mixture of blood, dust, and acrid smoke that this creature is billowing out. What are you doing, Rin?
I guess hitting up that dwarf with the anvil.
Mm-hmm.
What is this thing? You seem to have fucking what this accent. Get back to me.
Okay. As he
I'm gonna second wind because apparently I have that still.
You do have that still. Well done.
So yep. I still look worse than I usually would, but my wounds are healed.
Okay. Are you doing anything else then while you tend to your wounds?
Looking annoyed at the fact that I can't heal further. Should be healthier than this.
It's like you're trying to take this deep breath, but your lungs are half the size. And you're just trying to catch your breath.
I wonder what that feels like.
Yeah. Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's right. The younger looking dwarves seem to be tending to each other. They are now forming magic, and you can hear this guttural noise, and you know this as Dwarven, as they are chanting to each other as the wounds are healing on their own persons. And they just stretch their wounds out, and they completely unimpale themselves with these spears. Blood now then pouring out, and you can see that one of them just gets a bit pale, but the other is on it, and the wound heals. He then, the dwarf, one of them has a brownish dark beard, the other has a more blondie beard. The one with the blondie beard goes towards you all now, and he just again wipes that brow. You all right? Need some healing?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. You look a bit worse for wear. Here. And he puts his hand on you, and you will heal.
Get that healing
on. 9 points of healing.
Sweet. Thank you, friend. That's all I need. That's perfect.
Yeah, you're looking well now. What about you? Sorry to interrupt what you're doing, but you need a hand.
I'll be pulling out bandages.
Oh, you're right.
Anybody that you can heal here would be good.
Oh, the guards are in need of more healing. The house with Father, and you can see that the one who responds is the white bearded dwarf who gets out of this almost. He looks like he was buckled in to this anvil. And so he undoes this buckle around his waist, almost like to hold his stomach in, like you'd see weightlifters have. And he undoes himself and strides forward with, and you can see now he's got.
Holy fuck! That actually scared the shit out of me.
He slams.
Genuinely.
He slams a warhammer into the ground, making this massive thump. And you can see that this hammer then is hefted back onto his shoulder, and with one hand he strides towards you, Kailani.
Whoa.
With this a bit of a deeper voice, he says, "All right, Yeah. I feel. Just bear with me.
I feel like I've aged like 8 years.
And you can see yellow gold magic now envelop you as he performs this warm spell that encases your body, and you now are you're no longer affected by
Sick.
that spell, and you heal another 8 hit points.
Which is my exact total, so we love that for us.
Well now, what a battle. To answer your question, this one here, we call it the Cadaver Collector. It's not something that is likely to be, it's not a common sight. Not sure as to why it's here. Although we have heard whispers, which is why we're here.
Sorry, you go.
There you go.
Is there any guards around still?
The guards are tending to themselves. They appear very frightened, and they're steering a wide berth around this inner circle, which are you all.
Is there any that look healthy?
Yeah. A lot of the guards are. There are another 14 guards that you can quickly count that look like they were in harm's way, but were able to, I guess, distracted to a point. But nothing that you saw during this battle had them actually damage the creature.
I'm just gonna pick out one that looks confident. I don't know.
Yep.
And I'm gonna turn to the dwarf. I thought you said he was going to heal these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're not going to do anything about this, you over there, fetch House Jarasco, the healing one?
Yes.
Your comrades need healing immediately. I need to wrap them up with bandages.
This very tall, the tallest guard in this place. She gives you a look, and she has this long brown hair in a ponytail, and she has this leather helmet on, and through there you can see piercing eyes, human, and she says, right on, I'm going to let them know, and she races off.
I'm going to be annoying. I'm going to go do one hectic nose blow. Because I can, feel it all coming out of my
accumulating.
nose. Yeah, it's gross. Oh my god. Okay, bye.
You got that? I can help if you need. Go. Thank you.
So I'm going to turn to my dwarven companion. Firstly, what's your name, friend? I'm Ivor.
Who are you talking? Which one are you talking to?
The fellow who climbed out of the anvil and then came over and healed us.
Ulthin. I'm Ulthin.
Ulfin.
Ulthin.
Ulfin.
That's my name. Here are my sons, Broleg and Fergan. Fergan, the brown beard, and the blonde from my mother, Broleg.
Broleg. Wonderful. Wonderful to meet you.
Pleasure, fellow dwarf. What's yours?
Ivor.
Ivor.
Okay, let's try this again.
You said this thing was called a cadaver collector?
That's what we call it. It's not necessarily the common name. I don't know if it has a common name or not, but
It's a shame. I thought you might have known something of its origins.
all I do know a little. I've only seen it perhaps twice in my long-lived life. It's on battlefields more than anything. After a battle, some powerful mage goes through and perhaps collects bodies for evil experiments or perhaps medicinal purposes. These things are animated; they're magically created, but not intelligent. They're just forming their master's commands. So somewhere around here, it'll be its master.
Right.
I certainly am not. I thought one of you were, and perhaps that was why we were initially a little hesitant to help. But then we saw you in trouble.
Well, with your permission, Master Dwarf, I'm going to go and have a look at this anvil you trapped it in and see if I can figure out where its master's hiding.
What would an anvil help with?
Didn't he suck this robot into a...
The way that this creature was then destroyed was this gold metallic bracelet that this this Ulthin created, or was in the middle of creating. The creature was able to be brought into this bracelet that was on top of the anvil. It clasped over one of its arms, and that magic seemed to have dispelled this control somehow.
It fell apart.
And it just fell apart, correct. This creature no longer has this bracelet on, though the bracelet is intact, it's just on the floor.
Ah, okay. So I was imagining that it kind of got like drawn into it.
Sure, fair.
I'm still gonna go have a look and see if I can figure out then inspect the scraps.
Yeah, so make an investigation check. Anything particularly you're looking for, or just generally just general investigation?
I don't know anything about metalwork to tell you what I'd be looking for. Can I make it an Arcana and see if I can detect anything magical about it?
About the creature, the destroyed creature?
About the caster who carried it, maybe like an ethereal thread that leads off to where they're hiding.
Yeah, sure.
That'd be good. Don't worry about it. It's a nat one.
Nat 1. Beautiful. All right. As you look through this, as you look through this heap pile of metal, there's nothing magical about it anymore. There's no tinge or knowledge that you can recall that would have you understand the intricacies of controlling such a creature, which would take some magic to do.
Yeah, you look like you're struggling there.
Yeah.
What are you trying to do?
Just trying to suss out, I'm just trying to discover the magical nature of the creature.
Why?
Because in the event that I can figure out its magical nature, then I might be able to find out where the caster is hiding, and we can go there, break their legs.
Why don't you just follow the trail of houses that it smashed? Because it was getting dead bodies out of them. Like, as if someone put them there to, like, lure it this way.
That's a good idea. I don't think we'll find at the end of the trail of destruction the caster just waiting, but it'll probably tell us something at least.
Yeah, but you might find, like, some ingredients or something.
That's actually a really good idea. And I'll have a quick search around all the rubble too and see if I can find anything there.
Well,
Alright.
I guess its next stop was going to be this blacksmith here. That's where the next body was hanging.
Fergan, the brown-bearded dwarf, one of the sons, is close to you as he's listening in. He responds with, "Aye, that's some deducting for." And the
What the fuck?
the acrid
Are you
smoke.
trying
That's
to?
insulting.
Are you
Michaela.
trying to? No, that is very insulting. Are you trying to start something with me?
He looks
Good.
utterly confused right now, and he.
What the hell? Just come here and I'm trying to help, and then you're sneezing at me. Do I need to sneeze back at you? Yeah, how do you like that?
He look. The dwarf looks shocked.
I
and-
hate this.
And he says, "I'm sorry. The smoke it got into my nostrils. I apologize if this
Is
is
this
some
going to
sort
be
of."
the theme for the episode now? Are we all just gonna randomly sneeze so Emily can blow her nose in intervals?
I think we just discovered something about his character. But
It's culture.
yeah.
Cover your nose.
Is that sneezing not cool where you're from?
It's like the most insulting thing you can do.
I'm not aware of any particular insult or cultural. I've never met someone that looks like you. I'm so sorry.
Huh. That's alright, I didn't know either.
There was no.
Thank God I haven't sneezed up until this point.
Is this a dwarven thing? Do you have something against us?
Can everyone just calm down, maybe?
Yeah.
I think let's just take it down like 3 or 4 notches.
Yeah, to be fair, if you ask that question of any dwarf, no matter who you are, the answer is yes. But But yeah, that's how does one excuse themselves after sneezing typically?
If there's anything I can do to...
Well, usually with a fist in their face.
He looks a little perturbed at that little furrowed brow, and he says, "That I won't take kindly to."
No, you misunderstand him. Rest your fist on your face.
Is this some sort of cultural
No, it's not.
forgiveness?
It's not.
That's like the equivalent of like if the C word had a baby with the F word and you just said it to me.
Don't say that word. It still counts.
Fergan is just rubbing his beard, his long beard. There's this nervous tick that he now seems to be. You've discovered that he has, and he's just very, very in the moment, nervous, anxious. He says, "Though I don't like the idea of a fist in my face, I apologize to you and your clan if there's anything I've done that is insulting. It's the smoke. It's getting into my eyes and into my nose. No disrespect."
Yeah, I'll let it slip this time, but you better not let that happen again.
I thought like dwarves hang out in forges all day. He's
All
getting,
day. Yeah. Yeah, he's not a dwarf. So.
Okay, well,
Bit smoky.
glad we've had this conversation.
I want to find out more about this.
I've got to walk away from this. No, I'll go into where the blacksmith, and start investigating, looking for, I guess, the entrance possibly to the underground area.
Where exactly? Where the blacksmith was?
Was it the Shield and Bone?
Yes, the Shield and
I
Bone.
believe where you were investigating that, looking for what Maury described as.
Cool. Okay. As you all watch, the rest of you watch as Rin disappears from sight around a corner and down the street.
Bloody Caesar to meet a prick.
There's a good chance he was messing with you.
You don't say. You think he looked genuinely upset.
Yeah.
He's the greatest performer I've ever seen. Then, if he comes back, I can give him some coin for that acting ingenuity.
Yeah, you should throw coins at him.
Oh no, I mean not violently, but anyway. I don't think. Sorry, your names again?
I'm Ivor. Are you Fenrir?
Fergin.
Fergan.
That's my. That's of House Jurasco. So we come from House Jurasco, and we also had been told some perhaps a month and a half back that there was happenings here, and perhaps Fort Bone as well in the south. We've been tasked to collect any information about it from the Morholtz. High King Kral sent us here personally. He doesn't want any of this evil again. Morholtz is staunch allies with Karnith, and any indication of this, we are here to help Karnith.
As a player, this King
Kral.
How long has he been king?
He's been king for the last 35 years.
Who was king before that?
Relatively new. The council before him had selected King Kruger. King Kruger was the king before, and this was the High King that went through this war, this Corvair-wide crisis.
That's just for me, thanks.
That's all.
Sweet.
Look, tell your companion that any slight, we know slights. We have this quite large book of grudges, but any.
Who else is in it?
Oh, everyone. It's quite expansive.
Who's like your number one enemy?
It changes every now and again.
Today.
Well, I haven't looked recently in that book, but as far as I can remember, goblins. The goblins that dwell underneath the mountain, in the Moor Holds, they live in the cracks in the old ruin.
Say crack again.
In the cracks of the old ruin. Sorry, I didn't think you could hear me over the sound of screaming in the distance.
Sounds of screaming.
So is the town still under attack then?
No, it's fine.
Bloody fucking dwarves are sneezing at me. Hear like some armor smashing because I'm kicking shit around.
Just the sound of metal and metal, yeah. Anyway, yeah, there are goblins that continuously raid us, and it causes us no end of tiresome pushback.
Wow.
Anyway, what are you all doing here, and what you all seem quite powerful. Not to put any gaze upon these Vedykar guards, but gods, they were a bit like handkerchiefs in the wind.
Yeah.
What are you doing here? What's the story?
Well, we're really good friends that saw this giant thing and were like, this doesn't look good. And that's pretty much how we came to be in this precise location.
Maury's with us, isn't he?
Yeah, Maury's there.
Yeah.
Maury's looking at the pile of metal and blood and spikes as well. He's investigating.
When I finished up with, like, just giving basic tourniquets to the guards that I use Spare the Dying on, I'm like listening to this conversation, but I'll go over to where Maury is whenever that finishes, and I want to try and investigate the hulking mass, and I'm looking for any of the stuff that I've picked up along the way in regards to the mark.
The rune.
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
Or maybe like the insignia of the Lady of the Lips.
Yep. Yep.
Just stuff like that.
Yep.
Maybe relative.
Cool.
And a set of full plate mail. That's there too.
What'd you get?
I only wrong.
Yes, please. Investigation.
No.
You just find everything.
Just get it.
Just find
free.
everything.
I think you should give it to me. Got 21.
Did you?
Yeah.
Got 21. Okay.
Yeah, this time is not that honest. Yeah, it's 19. 21.
Beneath dust and dirt that seems to be caked on a fair few of these larger plates, you notice runes of magic. Most of them look like runes that would... did we go offline? Weird. Sorry,
Are we?
everybody? I don't know.
We don't look offline.
Oh, good. I just want to make sure. Apologies, everybody. So the on the there we go. On the other side of a lot of these plates of metal, the ones that look the most intact as well, the ones that are about a foot by a foot wide and slightly curved inward, you notice these runes. These are runes of alteration and necromancy. They burn your eyes a little and make them itch looking at them. They still glow, but they have dimmed significantly, you guess, from when they were being used on you. That roll, you can see past these runes. You can see what's hidden.
Good.
And you can see a rune similar to the one that you discovered in that secret room in the warehouse. You also notice, and that is one technically of reviving, in a sense. Raised dead would be another name for it.
I don't like that.
But no other indication of the Lady of Lips.
Yeah, okay. We've figured out they're one and the same, yeah?
There are connections.
Yeah.
Maury is with you, and he looks at these runes with you as well.
I'll point it. Maury, come over here and point it out.
Well, these are evil indeed. I'm not very pleased to see them here. They would indicate to me that we have certainly enemies, and Karnath is, well, at least Vedykar, this side of Karnath, is under attack. From an unknown source as well. It would be somewhat useful if we found out who was animating this creature and put them down. I would, suffice to say, it would even benefit Aranol to know about this. I wonder, would it be at all amiss if I did notify them of this danger? They're quite against this sort of thing.
I mean, you're an ambassador of Aranol, so whatever you think is going to be in the interests of its safety is precedent.
I think my people should know.
Again, I'm glad you're here. I must admit it's been an adventurous time since you've been staying with us. Unfortunately, we haven't seen as much as I had hoped you would, but I hope there's other more pleasant things we can expose you to while you're here.
He takes a moment to think on that and says,
I don't wish for you to dwell on Corvair as being like this all over the place.
it's painting a picture. It's painting a picture of disorder. I find peace in your words, however. And I do believe, Locke, that this is a country of peace. I think anywhere there will be places that people want to take advantage of others. And unfortunately, those people here are using the most heinous of magic to do so. This is when one takes the dead and disrupts their peace, it is one that should never be allowed to continue. Using it to their own, controlling them. Even casting that magic, the perpetrator of this, they feel sickened by it. It's that sort of magic. It's as though the magic itself is controlling the caster. It's not the case, but it is that feeling. But it's just such a shame, yes, that here I have to be subject, or we all have to be subject, not just me, of course. But anyway, I am proud to be alongside you all, because for you are trying to restore this madness, and people that have simply come together by luck. Certainly, I might have been the glue here for a time, but I see you all are working well together to do what's right, and I think should that continue, I feel like there would be a good outcome here. You're all very strong together. There's a link here, perhaps not obvious, but there is a magic that binds you all. I wonder. I will take some time to discover this, but it's a strength.
I appreciate those words. If you ever feel unsafe and you want to leave, I wouldn't be disheartened by that.
The only reason I would leave is if I had to, either if I was summoned back to Aranel, or if I was summoned to speak my own perspective on these events to rulers of a country.
Well, hopefully we can still get that audience with the 12 before you make your way from here.
Yes, I hope so as well.
I
Though,
thought
from what
we've dealt with this, they may be more willing to give up any
Well,
secrets or.
That was also something I tried to make a deal for you for, but Lila still hasn't really told us whether or not that's going to go through.
Well, I feel like I do appreciate that, but I think we've gone already well and beyond the quota of what was already promised.
Agreed.
So, hopefully it's bode well for us when we finally get out of here.
Bet you they don't meet us.
Well, I only asked for Farizo.
Bet you he meets us least of all.
And he's like the least of the higher ups of the 12.
Well,
He's like
hold
the
on. I
biggest
picked
one.
him for you because you keep expressing all of this interest in learning about the wars and the world in general. If you don't want to speak to him, then that's fine. Pick another one.
I'm playing with.
How many statues? How many statues are
Sorry,
in there?
sarcasm just didn't read.
I know he's a super fan.
There's so many statues of him. That's why I pick. Everyone's a super fan. Next kid, oh man. I should make little statues of him.
Yeah, so you can carry it around.
Yeah, and like articulate the arms and legs and shit. Kids would love that.
Maybe that's what you do on the side as your postal business.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's your letter. Would you like to buy a Friezo statue? $1 gold.
Yeah.
Stick it on your bedroom table.
No way he's not already doing that.
on hearing the letter, on hearing that phrase from Locke, you sense from your hat a reply.
Oh, I take my hat off
Ben,
Reach
what the
in.
fuck?
from my own hat. Wait a second. That's not right.
Hat's a mimic.
Who sent this in the post?
So I reach in and I pull out a letter. It's addressed to me?
It's addressed to you,
Oh,
and I've sent that to you.
Shit.
Michele sent you. Who's Michele?
Yeah. No, I got a letter. There you
Is
go.
that your god?
No, it's just someone posted me a letter. I'll read that letter later, I guess. It's from Renly.
Why? What have you got to hide?
It's not. It's from my boss, Renly.
Cool.
Renly's like,
Are you getting fired?
nah. I'm like an OG at this.
I feel like if it's from your boss, you should probably read it like now. What if you are getting fired?
Alright.
What are you gonna do?
I'll tear the top off of it.
Are you gonna start like a conflicting business?
Ivor, what an adventure you're on. Stay safe.
She's just gonna read it out loud to us. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, Avalloth is growing somewhat, though we've been scrutinized by those that passers by and look in. Avalloth is like a little shithole city. No one used to know nothing about it. Then we set up our headquarters there. It's dope.
Have we heard of it?
Avalloth is near Thrain. Yes, you have.
See.
Though, yeah, Rin's not there, but yeah.
Originally sucked. People looking for a home find it here with open arms, though food is becoming scarce. See, that's what she's about. Renly.
Okay.
She's like a real hero at stuff. Winter seems to be settling in. That's not good. What envoy do you speak? I told her about this guy. Missing. I mean, that was before we found him. First envoy in years, which you are.
Kidnap and kill.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. She's Renly being like, yo, what up? It's Renly. Good guy Renly. Trust me, it's like,
Did you want to elaborate on the yeah?
huh? No. But yeah, the long story short is like, you know how when you hear about the Wayfarers, you see like the really polished with the hat that shines, and they're there and they're helping all the people find their way.
No.
And well, that's Renly. And all the work that gets done is me.
Yeah, right.
And you know everybody else who has to cart letters around the place. Give it a jingle. Is there any mail for anyone else in here?
No.
Oh, look, nothing for you guys.
Didn't
Oh,
expect any.
that's sad.
I don't have anyone to write me letters, so
Oh,
boo-hoo.
I'll write you one. I'll put it in the hat for later.
Please don't do that.
No, it's good. It'll come. The trick will be, I won't give it to you. I'll wait for another Wayfarer. You'll be like, oh, double burn.
That's mean.
Nah, it's not.
Dear.
As you are all taking in this letter, Rin, you've revisited this blacksmith, and you're wanting to
investigate, look for entrance to an underground spiral staircase, if there's anything there.
Okay, go for it.
Alternative to that, like while I'm looking for it, anything significant, necromantic, runes, things of the past couple of days.
Sure.
Full plate mail.
And some full plate mail. That is a 15.
Okay.
Like a Ninja Go-Go bag.
You'll never get it.
You continue to look through this seemingly abandoned place. That smell of slight rot coming from now permeating throughout the home, or this home/shop, as you try and find any signs of runes, unusual markings, trapdoors. There are two things that you find.
Jeez. No, I just keep hitting the
Oh,
table like accidentally.
One of which you find both of them behind the counter, which you didn't notice before. You don't know whether this is something that's happened before and you just missed it, or during your fight with the cadaver collector. Hey, Fat Knife. You find there are drawers, large drawers. They give off this slightly more stench of some kind. You put your hand to the handle to open up the drawer, and just before you do, you notice that there are runes of green and yellow that, as your hand gets closer, they appear. Just before your hand touched the handle. There are 3 drawers, all of which, side by side, behind the counter, all of which slightly glow on the actual front of each. And they all look different. What languages do you know?
I know Common, Thieves' Cant, and Sylvan.
Okay. You don't recognize the runes, though you particularly smell something rotten coming from within.
Hot.
Being a blacksmith shop, is there anything like rope or whatnot around?
There is. You find that one set of shelves seems to have hempen rope, silk rope as well, chain as well. That seems like some of it's part of a weapon. This ridiculously long spiked chain with handles in the middle that one would use with 2 hands and swing around to try and either grapple on and cut at the same time. So yeah, there are plenty of options.
I might chuck the silken rope in like backpack.
Yep.
And I'll get the hempen rope.
It's 60 foot of silk for you.
Cool.
Jeez.
And if I could, I guess, make a loop at the end of the rope.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try not to actually touch the drawers. They have a handle or something.
They do have a handle, yes.
Yeah, if I could try to, without actually pulling on the drawer,
Yep.
wedge the rope down behind the handle, pull it through the loop so that it's attached, and then get as far away from the drawer as possible before yanking it open.
All right.
Rin just hears that from a bit away.
Head just pops out. Are you fucking serious right now?
I'm sniffly.
You don't see each other. You're too far away.
What happens if you cover your nose? Is that?
You don't know.
You'll have to see.
You don't know.
Which I did. Thank you
Well, I know
very
you
much.
did.
You pull
Triggered.
on this rope, and it opens the drawer. As it does, you watch the runes vanish. And within, as you peek inside these large drawers, are pieces of someone. Cut up,
Posture check, please.
small, but roughly. As though they certainly are not a medicine person. They didn't do anything. It's as though someone has hacked someone else apart. A lot. And just stuffed these pieces in these 3 drawers.
If it's like chunks of meat and what, is there anything, I guess, identifiable as in like race, hair color, clothing?
You can make an investigation check and be specific, please, as to what you're doing when you're investigating.
You're
Look.
licking the floor?
No. Given given the runes, I'm hesitant to actually physically touch anything, so I guess I'd be hovering over the drawers, looking in. Looking for jewelry, something like, that would identify as like House Jurassico, like clothing or something like that. Maybe a dragon mark tattoo on any of the flesh.
Okay. Sure, go for it.
9.
You're looking in.
Oh, actually.
Ooh.
13.
Ooh. You're looking through these into these drawers. You see a couple of severed hands, the severed feet. There's definitely only one body that's broken up into this place. You notice it's not a body that's new, it's old. Little bits of rot are starting to occur. You get a sense that this creature was an elf because of the ears that are lopped off.
Oh, jeez.
You don't, however, see the rest of its head. Its head is missing. Make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh, hot.
As all of a sudden, out of one of these drawers, a foot just jumps at you.
16.
Okay, you dodge as this foot slams itself against the back of the shop and clatters onto the ground with a and then it gets back up and starts to use its toes to crawl toward you.
How do you know?
Is there bucket, like container or something I can try slam over the top
You
of
do
it?
see some boxes next to you. Yes, you can try.
I guess I'd try to cover it with a box and maybe something heavy, like if there's chain armor or something like that to weigh it down.
So you're going. You're trying to find some chain armor. You do find some, but it's not within reach. You see it on the other side of the counter on one of the shelves, and it's about 2 meters away.
You ever been slapped in the face by a foot?
Yes.
Stinky.
Does a foot slap or does it kick?
It kicks, definitely.
It also slaps? Because it slaps.
Yeah, it slaps. Slay. As you put this crate over the top of it, you need to make a strength check as it's trying to slam itself onto the inside of it to try and get out.
6.
A 6? Okay.
Rin defeated by foot.
Well, that was a 4. So you keep it in place, but you hear shuffling. As you turn,
Every day.
you see other body parts now starting to come out of the drawer.
I guess I'm still psychically connected to the amble dwarf. Hey, we got the body parts here that are trying to kill me.
Who the fuck is that in my head?
So yeah, I was standing there talking to this amble dwarf.
And then that happens in your head.
I'm only connected to the dwarf.
Oh, you're connected to the dwarf. Apologies. Yes.
Get rickety wrecked.
Amazing.
Or rinnity wrecked.
The dwarf, was it Fergan, the one with the brown beard? Or the white?
No, the one who was smashing the anvil.
Yes, okay. So as you
Who was Garland then?
speak to Ulthin in his mind, he stops your conversation very quickly. He says, right, I think your friend's in trouble. Let's go. Something about body parts. I'm not sure. Let's go.
What?
All right.
And he's hefting this warhammer in his hand, this very long-handled behemoth of a thing, and he doesn't look tired at all. He just runs.
Yeah, I mean,
I have a little bit of that holy water and just gonna, where I found that rune, just gonna splash it on that part of the construct.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure that thing doesn't come back up.
Okay.
Cap it, and I'll gesture to Morty. Let's head off.
All right, Maury just gives you
Morty.
this this nod
Oh,
and
jeez, look.
races past.
oh boy.
It's also your dog's name,
That's
so.
my dog's name.
What are you both doing?
Yeah.
Racing away?
Going with.
All right. As you race towards this
Got to see these
scene,
floating body parts.
there's essentially
shuffling.
3 rounds to go. You watch as both hands and the other foot attempt to land on your back. If you wanted to, you could either have another dexterity saving throw, or keep a hold of this crate.
I think at this point I'd try to keep a hold of the crate.
Okay. As you keep a hold of this crate, you're holding it down, and you've got your whole 2 arms over the top of it because it is shuffling and shifting. The hands, you feel fingers start to dig into you, and as they do, they get just sharper and sharper. You take 3 points of slashing damage and 1 point of bludgeoning damage as this foot is just kicking you in the neck over and over. And that's what you all see as you get into this scene. The other
Gross.
the other side of this counter, you hear this ruckus as limbs are slamming into Rin. And you watch as Ulthin, and you don't see his sons, but you see Ulthin just leap, and he leaps over 2 of these piles of armor, and with this roar, slams his 2-handed mace into the counter, just crashing it into pieces. And with this roar of damage, you can see he's now in the fray, trying to, with his hands, pull off these limbs. What are you all doing?
Is it the equivalent of one body, or is it just a menage?
Looking over,
I mean,
Nicki Minaj.
as you look there, it's not just one body. You can see now more hands are starting to come out of these drawers.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm gonna crossbow out.
Yep.
Start shooting at some limbs. I
Okay.
guess. Yeah.
All right.
I'll pull my amulet out.
Yep.
And make a prayer to Pelor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to use Channel Divinity, turn undead.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming limbs aren't very wise.
They're not very wise.
Make a wisdom saving throw for
Every limb.
And otherwise they do what?
They try to run away.
Oh no! All the legs.
Yeah, to the street and freak everybody out.
Beautiful.
Jeez.
For the purposes of that,
Can I close the doors too?
yes, you can.
Just to keep them contained?
Sure. As you watch, as it could have been the dwarf, it could have been locked, but what happens then is you don't feel the sharpness of the hands and the feet anymore. What you do see are these body parts just almost as one scurrying in the opposite direction of where your companions have just arrived, and they just run into the wall, and they just continue to slam into it and hover back, slam into it, hover back, and there's about 50 pieces just.
Can go on for a minute, so
A couple of them
Get
are
killing.
already hit, and you can
I
see.
grab my net
Yep.
out because I have a net.
And
I'm
it's like,
just
no,
gonna-
don't use me.
Like fishing.
I-
Like just.
See that? Can I like herd them into one corner?
Your aura will allow you to. Yes.
So it's easier for
Yeah, just like
just to get them all in one.
just like fishing. I'm gonna net. If they're running into the wall, I'm just gonna place it over the top of them.
Okay.
I'll hold up my amulet and just
Gather
Alright.
them, I guess.
pesky limbs.
Settle down.
So this is only going for a minute though. So.
Stop that.
As you watch, you.
Does someone want to help me tie this net up so that it like is contained? Anyone got a rope?
Spell to just nuke these things
Or that? But hold on, wait.
while they're all in a bag.
Yeah, but hold on. This is my net we're talking about.
Yeah, okay.
Unless
Yeah.
you're gonna buy me a new net.
Maury's there. He says, I believe I might have something to finish them off.
Okay, great. Go for it.
He just without another word and instantly holding up his hand, he mutters something under his breath and flames just spew out.
My net.
Fuck your net, I guess.
And the net disintegrates, as does the burning, now just twitching limbs, hands, feet.
Gosh darn it. It was the first time I saw the option to have a net, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a net.
I'll give you a new net.
I thought
No, that was an out of character thing, but you know.
that was
here we
very
are.
dramatic, Maury.
Maury looks at you and says, well, I thought in the moment,
As someone holding this net, am I okay?
you're fine. It was quick, very quick, too quick for you to seemingly get damaged, though there wasn't any heat at all, and there's no discernible reason why you didn't get burnt,
Cool. Okay.
but you didn't. And he says, I felt the need was at hand, and it was necessary.
It was
At hand. Get it? Get it? That was funny, Maury.
no, it was very effective, but some of you do things analog. I thought you were just going to take the whole
Not
bundle
lost of that.
outside and just swing it against the tree until they stop wriggling.
It's quite barbaric, isn't it?
Aye, right. You just let set them all on fire instead. That's
But
what
that was more of an instant death. Merciful. Battering limbs against a tree, it'd take maybe some time.
It would, but then we could have looked at them.
Oh,
Hey, I got
Helpful.
a foot in this box if you want to look at it.
Okay.
You
Sweet.
okay, Rin?
Yeah, it's not been a good last 4 minutes, but
Yeah, I mean, like I as I tended to the wounded, I caught you a little outrage there.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Were there any noses in that were attacking you then?
were there any noses attacking me?
no, there weren't. No, the heads were not there, though the ears were. They just slapped against you.
No, just that prick dwarf.
I just want to point out
He's
that
still here.
No, it's his son.
sneezing is a natural bodily function that cannot be controlled. For that reason, I think maybe you should just learn to accept it, or you're going to be very offended for a lot of your life.
Or like, is there?
You can stare at me all you want. You do not intimidate me. I could beat the living shit out of you.
Yeah, you could fucking try.
Yeah, I would win. Very easily.
Is it? I must admit, is there?
Look,
Like,
there's,
if we cover our nose.
you can talk about this later. There's a foot in this box.
Yeah, right. Let's get to go.
Yeah, we've seen that kind of thing before.
I might need a bit of time to calm down anyway before I talk about this.
That's fair. I just knows not to sneeze at you.
Yeah.
This is fine.
You can hear
I don't mind.
thumping of foot in the crate.
Fuck.
The Ulthen says, "You want me to just?" And he's just gesturing to his hammer. I can just.
No way. We should try and suss
Tearing
out.
out the foot.
I don't think that limbs are the problem here. I think it's something causing the limbs, like
I would agree.
another rune, which I don't think is going to be on the limb.
No, they're on the drawers.
There you go. Investigation over.
Yeah.
Hey, Maury. Do you think all these, like... Do you think that this was some type of undead magic? where they've re-brought this corpse to life in all its bits, or is it more of like more like they just animated it to move without necessarily imbuing it with life? Because as I understand it, if something's undead, there's got to be a brain around here somewhere. Or if it's just a mimicry, like they're just animating the object, then that's fine. It's just a spell, which is now finished, or will be soon.
Sure.
I'm sorry. I was under the impression that a brain was not necessary to create false life. But I could be wrong. But I believe anything that is dead can be evilly reanimated, and therefore.
Don't worry about me then.
Oh no, you're fine. I wouldn't expect, and if I did have anyone who knew this, I would be suspicious of their knowledge, because it's forbidden knowledge. I've learned in some of these books that I've read that Karnath has outlawed this sort of thing. So to have that knowledge can be for scholarly ways, just to teach what's wrong. But no, I believe this can be done, and they would be in control of them.
No, okay, there you go. I thought there was some undead elf head around here somewhere.
I hope not.
I mean, now that you're here, Maury, does this house look familiar from when you were taken here?
It does smell familiar. I think I believe.
Sorry.
I'm just going to make him roll a check. Yeah, I remember it being that amount of steps, and this could certainly be the home, but it seems to simply be a dead end.
We haven't seen the back room yet. You've been here for a little bit longer than us.
Is that the pun?
No, I didn't intend for that to be. No, in all seriousness, no, I don't think so.
I don't know. All I saw was there was runes on those drawers. I was pissed off and I didn't want to wait for you, but I thought I'd be smart about it. And I tied a rope to the drawers and I pulled it out, and then there was all these body parts, and I was just having a little look, and then they all started attacking me.
Why limbs though? That's so stupid. How much damage are you gonna do with limbs?
I don't know. Tell that to my shoulder.
Yeah,
It might not be a damage-driven thing as much as it is maybe a fear-driven thing.
Could be like a shop security thing. Might just be the burglar alarm we set off.
Still dumb.
Yeah.
Not everything has to make sense.
Coming in here, you're gonna steal some stuff. What's in this bottom drawer? Maybe the cash. Nah.
Is there a register in the
There is. You can see that there is.
drawer, not the register?
Yeah, there's a drawer with
Tom keeps their money in the register.
gold, silver, and copper coin are in a drawer, and they are still there as you see. The runes are not on, or these evil-looking runes are not on that drawer, but you can see the money hasn't been touched.
Is the runes on the Rin's pointed out that there's
Yes.
apparently runes there in there as well. I'll just put a little bit more holy water on that.
Sure. You can see immediately that the runes seem to fade, but fade from even the etching it has in the drawer.
Why hide dead bodies in houses for that construct to come and destroy?
Oh, you mean you think somebody pre-planted a bunch of them as to make a strategic trail of destruction?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said before.
It's incredible.
Really
Well thought out, really.
So you think?
While you were in here sucking toes, he's out there solving problems. Good man.
I appreciate it, but
Can I lift up the box with the opening in the direction of Ivor?
As you do, this thing leaps out. You need to make a dexterity saving throw, Ivor.
Perfect. It's a nat one.
You get Taekwondo kicked in the face, and
fair enough, I
you
deserve that.
feel a slight break as your nose is slightly twisted. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, looks like you're the one with the foot fetish. Quentin.
Yeah, is it still going?
It's now on the ground, but it's trying to just kick at your shins.
Can I just grab it?
Yes.
Is there a
It's
hard,
wriggling, trying to wriggle away. You can see the top of it is just exposed flesh and a bone.
is there a hard surface nearby?
Plenty.
I'm just gonna as many times as it takes.
It's
God, keep going.
no, it is still now.
Oh,
It
that's
is
good.
no longer moving. You can see that you've torn more flesh from it, and it is now no longer moving. The dwarf, Ulthen, looks at you, this first of all confused face, but then this wide grin, and it shows some gold and silver teeth where teeth were, and he says, "That was fun.
Yeah.
Well done."
Do you have anger issues? Are you
No,
okay?
no, I'm fine. But now
Did break his nose.
I've preserved the evidence. I hold up what's left of the leg.
Unless it's the right.
Yeah.
You're all a bunch of clowns. Yeah, I should have mentioned while you're having this foot party there, and he strides forward past you. He moves in front of the back wall, and he mutters some dwarven magic under his breath, and what seems to be simply a wall opens, and this shifting of wood creaks and opens up a way through into a darkened room. And Maury says, I heard this.
I'm gonna underarm the leg in there. No traps go off.
Sorry, what are you doing?
What's left of the leg, I'm just gonna.
Oh, you're just yeeting
throw
it.
in.
Right,
Just
right,
kind
right.
of bounce along the ground as best
Sure, okay.
Chicken wing it. So I got 2 legs to use. 2 bits of the leg.
As it's...
I can. Yeah, have I got some elbow to work with here? Sorry, knee.
Some elbow from the leg. Yeah.
Yes, you do.
The
Some
leg elbow.
Oh, no, because the rest of it's burnt to crisp.
Yeah, chicken wing it. Just kind of
Chicken wing, chicken wing, chicken wing.
throw a little bit of zazz.
Would you call
It's
that like
still-
a boomerang motion that you just did? What if it comes
A
back
bonerang.
What if it comes back and smacks you in the head?
Nah.
It'd be all limp though.
As you toss it in,
No, it's a limb.
for a moment it clatters onto the ground, and then a moment after you hear a slight click as crossbow bolts just skewer this thing on the ground. About 5 of them just... and it just rolls on its side.
Huh.
Cool.
Even I didn't expect that to work. There you go.
This is actually pretty surprising. Good work.
Having seen that trap go off, now I'm more suspicious that there are additional traps.
You see in front of you a small landing that then seems to have stairs going directly forward and down. You notice that there is a particularly red, not red from a torch, but a light that doesn't have a source, that is just this deep red that you just don't discern where it's coming from, but it's dimming this place. It's lighting it up somewhat. Stone staircases lead downward, and there's this stench coming from this room of death.
That bodes well.
It's a good thing they never use blue light.
Was.
This is a mess.
Oh, right. All right. Well then.
I knew what you meant, but I didn't want to grace you with laughter.
Like all my jokes.
Ulthen says, you sure you want to go down there? It looks a bit foreboding. I don't think...
You could always come back.
I don't. If you set off this trap, then perhaps someone is aware of our presence. Make them looking. I can get my sons, but I'd just be a bit concerned about our safety. If there's, we can perhaps stay guard if you need for reinforcements. Get the whole soldiers of Vedykar down, perhaps.
I think it's worth us maybe at least having a moment's rest and checking on our friend who is still back at their home.
Yeah,
Hasn't met us yet.
But I mean, what about Troon, the guard captain?
Would you come down here for him?
Yeah, I'm not saying let's not. I'm just saying let's recoup. We're no good to him dead.
It would be a shame if we dawdled and he died.
Yeah, it would be.
I think we should sleep because, well, I mean,
Not even sleep, just go back. Get reinforcements.
I'd like to sleep. I don't know you guys. We run through a scenario. Something attacks us. I have no spells to fight it. It beats the shit out of me. You have no spells to heal me.
Yeah, well, it's like 10 a.m.
Then I die.
So I'm saying we don't have to go sleep. We can just, you know.
All right, into the death hole then.
Just ourselves. You sure? I can get my sons.
Can you at least
No, you should
message
leave them. Like, permanently.
our friend?
At least one of them.
Ferrigan, Broleg, come here. He shouts into the outside of the store. It's a loud enough shout that you do see two figures, short, bulky, and stout, come through.
As they,
Short and stout.
It's took them 5 minutes to get over here, didn't it? We'll
Only a
just-
couple.
Yeah.
In the meantime, though.
I'm going to ritually cast.
Ritually.
Cast Aubrey. And I'm going to use the legs in the corner of the charred up bones from the.
Gross.
It's like, God.
Is it a good idea to go down here? Tell me.
Yeah.
You do get this waft now of burnt flesh and bone, and it is
Gross.
just acrid.
Has it been a day since I last cast this? Out of interest.
Yes.
Okay, good. So it's reset. Would we expect the demise of a companion if we were to go down?
You're using two of these femurs of these legs. As you look at those,
Looks good.
as they were the closest and the most the ones that were the most free and loose out of the lot.
Praying to Ada with these human remains.
Is that?
You see them.
Charred dragon bone.
Wait, what? What did you just say?
It's a charred bone. It'd be his favourite, wouldn't it?
I don't.
Oh, track. That makes sense. I see what you're doing there.
In an instant, you see them both crumble into this dry bone dust. And that there's this creeping feeling that pulls the hair on your neck upright. And you have this shiver of utter woe.
What the bones tell
We should probably take a break.
Really? Okay, good plan.
Why are you staring at me?
Olsen says, my sons and I can guard this and keep watch, make sure, and we can tell you if someone is snooping around over here if you need. We have our own magic. Like this, yeah? Like the speaking in your mind. In your mind is that anyway. We can help.
Do I see like Locke shivering after bones?
Yes.
Yeah, why don't you send Fergus down there?
Make a persuasion check.
Maybe he could make up for his past indiscretions.
I mean, I said one of my companions, so he might be okay. He's not our friend.
It's 12.
A 12.
Jeez.
Ulven takes a moment to think and I don't see that as a such a bad idea. Perhaps a scout. What say you, Fergus? Want to go down and tell us what's there? Just a couple of steps down, and Fergus looks down those stairs a little bit, and this furrowed brow.
I probably wouldn't send just one person down.
Immediately, he just continues to nod and says, I agree. It's perhaps not the best idea.
If you're going to go down there,
I think it's all or nothing. We either all go down or we don't. And I think we still have a very good friend of ours that we could be helpful in this situation.
Who?
Just a friend.
It's called mirror on a stick. You take a mirror, you attach it to a stick, and then you use it to look around the corners.
It's not what I meant, but sure, that works too.
I thought you were being figurative, actually being literal.
It's actually not a
It's
bad
spiral
idea.
staircase. Put a mirror on a stick.
It's going straight down.
Oh.
It's
Well,
Works
unless
around
it goes,
corners.
unless it goes down forever. This is a continuous staircase that transcends this realm and goes only down straight. And then
who says it's not?
Well, then we'll leave the stick there. We'll have carried mirror and stick for no reason.
Do you have a mirror?
No,
Do you have a stick?
I can source that.
Okay.
Why don't you try your message thing? See if you can talk to Troon.
Oh, it works in 120 feet. Hello, Troon.
What are you casting?
I'm casting the message cantrip. It has 120 feet of range. Bring it up. I can cast this through solid objects if I'm familiar with the target. I know it is beyond this area. Yeah, nah.
So,
tried. I didn't hear anything. Nothing. I didn't hear anything.
admittedly, the
Although, admittedly, I don't fucking know what I'm doing.
Pauses for effect.
if you are
Oh,
familiar with the
God.
creature, is the operative word. You've never met Troon before, so
If I actually knew who this was, then I might find him, but nope. Who the fuck's Troon?
Maury says Captain Troon, the original
The
captain
original
of the
guard.
guard of Vedykar that was replaced by Captain Gerald.
That went missing.
I don't know.
I hate to be this person because usually I'm in little to no rush. But one of the big arguments we had for not resting is we don't want to waste time.
Mm.
And at the moment, we're just standing here doing absolutely nothing aside from going backwards and forwards.
Yeah,
So I think we go or we go.
It's a good point.
yeah.
Let's head off. You guys secure this place?
We can, yeah, we can. And this is Fergus speaking. He's looking directly at you as well, Rin. We can. We'll be able to guard this place day and night. We
Give
don't
us like an hour
or an hour. We can do that too.
or two.
If your needs are great.
Yeah, or maybe you could tidy up so there's no dust that could get in your nose while I'm gone.
And keep your eye out for some full plate mail for me too, would you?
Yeah. Father can look around for that. Yes. Anyway, hurry back so we can go in there and defeat the evil.
Yes, so we can get to that pub for a beer too. You do owe us one.
We owe. Oh yes, of course.
For the healing before, remember?
Oh yes. We healed you back.
I mean,
Not me specifically.
you did offer from memory.
A beer?
Yeah.
Oh.
That makes sense. I'll buy you a beer. You buy him a beer, and then you buy me a beer.
Buy you.
How's the ale in this place?
Shit.
Excellent. It can never be better than the dwarven fine brew. Well, we'll see you back here soon.
All right, let's gather ourselves and head off.
Stop staring at me.
Yeah, do that sometime.
Maury leads the way out.
Should we?
Stop looking at me with those eyes.
Should we go get Lila?
Yeah, that's
That's
what I was
yeah.
hinting at. Just wasn't sure if we were supposed to just drop her name like that.
I didn't actually get to talk to them. Who are they?
Three dwarves
Just
who have been sent here to find out about.
They've got a book full of enemies.
Yeah, no, they were sent here to find out about whatever that robot machine was, and they also.
so they pretty knew about it.
Yeah, they also need to look at Fort Bones.
How did they get here?
I don't know.
They didn't explain how they got here. To your understanding, to your best understanding, they had heard of not particularly this creature,
Yeah.
but just unrest around Vedykar that they were going to investigate. They are of House Jurasco, so they had reason to be here because this is where one of the main training schools are. So you, with that two and two together, your best understanding is they knew about some unrest some time back. You can make a survival check for me, please.
Jeez. 18 with a 3. 21.
A 21, okay. The only way that these dwarves would have probably have gotten here in the time that you would suspect would be a direct airship flight.
Suspicious dwarves. Having the right equipment to defeat
And an airship.
an airship.
You would have known that by sea over the Khan Bay, it would have been taken too long because they would have had to land around the Iceflow River, and that has its own perils. And just wildlife that would have impeded their travel. They would have then had to go over the Ashen Spires. It would have been this complete. That was the next fastest mode of travel as well, which would have simply taken weeks more.
Okay, so yeah, tell me more. What else did you learn from it? For them to get here quickly, I thought maybe they were locals here.
Yeah. I don't know. I just died. They're 3 dwarves. They're from House
Jurasco.
the healing one. That robot thing we crushed was actually dwarven made. Belongs to the. Yeah, used to roll them around. Mages use them to collect corpses off battlefields.
Maybe we should ask some perhaps.
But that
that's
might.
your senses kicking in with the bearded fellow. Something suspicious about them.
Yeah. I hate him.
Maybe we need to figure out a little bit more before we divulge any more information to them.
Yeah.
They might have a perfectly good reason for being here, but it's just a bit odd.
I mean, yeah, it's 3 dwarves that make dwarven tech, ran into some dwarven tech, and had the means to. I don't think that's too suspicious.
It's the timing that creature became aware. They may be letting on that. They may be good, but they may know more than what
They're letting on. They
Imagine-
might not trust us. They might think we're the bad guys.
Yeah.
Imagine if this city got attacked by a giant tankard of beer,
Uh,
and we just happened to be there.
what?
I mean, that would be amazing.
Yeah, but people would think it's eerie how well prepared they were to deal with that situation.
Mouths and stomachs
Yeah.
to drink the beer.
Just generally ready.
Most people have those.
Not like us.
I mean, yeah.
Not like us.
I also don't love beer.
You used to work in that pub over there.
Okay, is it the only alcohol that we served?
I assumed so.
No.
Looking at the pub. All right, well.
And that was the first beer I had.
Really?
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Did you like it?
It was nice. I felt weird.
All right, I guess we're going to lose to the giant beer as well.
When I'm looking at Rin, I've not met a shapeshifter before.
Shapeshifter, eh?
Sorry.
Shifter.
A shifter. Can I gauge what his age would be?
That's an impolite question, Locke.
In your mind.
Yeah.
You can make I would say, a history check with disadvantage because you have not seen them before.
15 and an 18, so 15. History. 15 will be a 19.
19 for. Okay. In terms of age, then, Rin,
How
I
old you
don't
be?
recall specifically in there, but would you mind reminding me of shifty years?
Locke would, I guess, realise that I'm probably around about 11 years old. Which,
Little kid.
in shifter terms, would probably be about a 15, 16-year-old human.
Perfect.
I'm not going to do all of that. I'll end him off. And that feels weird. So,
Yeah.
I'm interested as to why he may not have had beer before.
Oh, that's why. Yeah. Didn't even cross my mind. I'm like, oh, I've never had a beer.
Well, there's multiple reasons.
It must be from somewhere weird. Put that there.
Yeah, I won't say anything. And like, well, I'm pretty certain there'll be a lot more on the way on this adventure.
By that time, you do get to Lila's home, because that's where you were traveling to.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
By that conversation and then the silence between, you find yourselves back towards the middle of the town, and then on the way, you find that the day progresses. It's about lunchtime now by the time everything is said and done. And you see that the day is still a little cloudy, slight snow, not much at all, but it's still falling lightly, so you do cover yourselves appropriately to reject that cold, reject that sort of that wintry feeling. As you hear Lila's voice as she is looking out, seemingly perhaps looking for you, she allows you in, and it looks like she is a lot less tired than what you remember. The extra few hours sleep seems to have done quite well. She looks like she is happy to see you. And she does ask what has transpired, as she did hear some fair warning of concern. Did you want to retell your story?
Yeah, I'll just regale her on how dope I was.
Okay. For the purposes of that, then she
And how
she gives you this
Maury was.
she gives you this slight smile, and accepts it. I see.
And the others as well.
You were all valiant, and that is what the concern was. I'm glad you will survive this, and I'm glad the dwarves were able to help. House Durasco, you say they are from? Fair enough. They don't seem like House Durasco, wielding such violence and an anvil, but you also say that they were envoys of the High King of the Moral as well, so they could be acting on behalf of both.
Oh yeah, they mentioned that.
They did do a bit of healing, though.
They healed as well.
Yeah, they helped me out.
Good. I'm glad. I'm now ready to well, look at accompanying you to the intrigues of that blacksmith if you were simply coming back to get me.
Well, maybe it's about time you tried to contact your bosses again. Because, I don't know, you looked like you had a bit of a shudder when you thought about that hole and all those bones dried up.
It's at that time anyway. Things may have changed a bit. Whatever's down there is not going to be pleasant.
It's not going to be easy either, based on your reaction.
It may be something similar to what we encountered in the warehouse as well.
Well, it also seems that the guard captain that went missing might be down there.
Yes.
Well, I will absolutely accompany you then. Perhaps Maury stays. Maury shakes his head and he says, "No, I'm coming with you. I have my own
Maury was
skill.
actually really useful against the limbs and stuff.
I can do some work. I still have some power." And Lila accepts this and she says, "I have tried to contact the administration while you were gone, and I made contact with some of my superiors. Unfortunately, the reply wasn't as forthcoming as I would like.
What do you mean?
They will send. They are due to send more like myself here. But they're not sending a member of the 12.
We didn't ask to send a member of the 12, unless I forget that part.
You specifically wanted a meeting with Farizo?
I wanted Locke to meet with Farizo. That doesn't mean he has to come out and meet us somewhere.
Their compromise, which unfortunately I have to accept, is they're going to bring more like myself with power to try and rid the town of this imminent danger.
Okay, great. Well, then I guess they won't mind when we start telling people about how they were unable to protect Maury.
I'm sorry, I did what I could. I told them everything that we've done, everything that you've done. It seems as though he's simply not available. They don't give me any particular reason why. They just simply say he's...
Well,
Well, then I guess so are we.
Look at that. 12 aren't coming. Who'd have thunk it?
I'm sorry, I did what I could to convince them.
We're not blaming you. We're just saying if they're not available to us, then I guess we're not available to them.
I mean, without.
Yeah, tell them to forget we ever existed.
We did not look good that. And then no offense implied. You've been more than helpful and forthcoming with your company.
Yeah, you're the best.
But not seem a little bit suspicious to the countries of Corvair that ambassador of Arenol is out here helping this town more than the 12 would be, and he's not even a part of this country.
I've made that well known to them, and unfortunately, that's where I have been ordered by the administration to not allow Maury to be in any further danger. And he must cease in accompanying you and make his way immediately.
I'm
Support.
sorry. He has free will. He's
Why?
not even from this country. You can't order him.
I'm not saying I'm ordering him. Please make yourselves aware that I am on your side here. I'm not trying to impede on what you're doing and what you're trying to do.
I'm sorry, I have one really quick question. How's your back?
Better.
Oh, it is? It's weird. It has no spine.
Because you fucking suck.
She looks down a
Do
moment.
you enjoy just taking orders from other people? Is it fun?
Kalani invokes Burr.
She looks down for a moment and looks up and she says, while I'm not defending the administration, while I don't defend them in this regard, I believe what they are trying to do is look at a greater purpose for him being here.
And what about what he wants? Have you asked? Have the 12 asked? Because if they care so much, would they not want to ask him?
Maury nods towards you, Kailani, and says, while I believe Lila is correct, a part of my role, I will admit, as an emissary is to make myself known to the higher-ups. Any emissary's role in Corvair, I would assume, would be the same. I have been remiss to make myself known to others because I wanted a little adventure first. While I also want to accompany you to this danger, I'm also aware of my duty.
Maury, don't be lame.
I don't want to be. It's not my intention. And I will still accompany you. Don't worry. I'm not listening to this administration. I'm just saying I understand from what Lila's perspective and requirements are in a particular role.
I must admit, if that is what your orders are from RNL, perhaps, but if you mind, I wouldn't mind a private word before you make a decision here.
To Maury, you asking? You're saying?
Yeah.
Maury shakes his head and he says, I've already made my decision. I'm not going to Korth. We can talk
whatever
privately.
Decision you make, yeah, it is up to you, and you should fulfill your purpose here to your people. But I would like to elaborate on something.
Well, know that my people would want both things. They want an alliance with Karnath immediately, or as soon as possible, while also having this danger subside. And I guess it is up to me to understand which is more prevalent and which is more important to them, and I think this is, to accompany you some more. Lila, I'm sorry, but this will not stand. I will accompany my friends. And Lila nods and says, I agree. I understand. I simply have to report that is your decision, and I unfortunately will have to let the administration punish myself for not forcing you, and punish you to whatever end.
Oh,
when they catch up
emotional
to us.
blackmail. Hot.
Yeah,
This is not my decision.
Couldn't you just lie? Like, I lie to my boss all the time.
Do you know magic?
Yeah,
They can discern such things, unfortunately.
I bet you they can't.
Here's what I propose. Here's my thought process behind this now, right? If that's the stance that the 12 want to take, then that's great. But they can use their people and let them continue to die
Yeah, fuck 'em.
instead of us. We can go and do our own thing. We're not contracted to these people. We've done our duty. We've done more than our duty. We can keep on going. You want to go on a trip somewhere?
Yeah, Frieza's a dick. I agree.
That's not what I said, but we can go wherever we want.
That's what I heard.
We're not bound to this place. We're not bound by a contract. We can do whatever we like.
Yeah.
We're not soldiers for the 12. We're just people that kind of got pushed into this with the promise of reward that we never got. It's going to be interesting when the people of Corvair find out how much the 12 don't want to help other people, but that's fine.
How long until this other emissary of the 12 comes?
Lila says, well, they are bound by the same rules as anyone. They're not allowed to teleport here. They will be here in perhaps a couple of weeks.
You're going to tell me that none of the 12 teleport. That's some bullshit right there. I'm sorry.
I'm not saying that the 12 don't. I'm saying that the administration.
Another reason why we shouldn't like them. Break their own rules.
Burn it down.
That's
Maury.
also not what I said, but I appreciate
Break
your
down
passion.
the government.
Sorry, I was thinking. Sorry.
Maury says, well, can we speak now before we go privately?
Yes. Perhaps instead of lying, you pretend that you held off this conversation until a little bit later.
Ah, yes, the whole truth.
Yes. If it's going to take them a couple of weeks to get here, I'm sure that they can't completely understand the time frames of which this was all had.
I can do that.
I don't trust her.
I mean, we don't have a reason not to.
You saying that out loud. Are you? I mean, you've gone to another room. I take it.
Oh, did you walk away from all of us?
Well, I
You would have
said
pulled
that,
Maury aside, so yeah.
Yeah, I always
Okay.
said that as the last thing.
Then I didn't
to,
say that. It never existed. It's just my thoughts.
You can. Oh yeah, you wanted a private conversation. Yes.
Exposition, yeah.
Yeah, so I told Lilani.
Yeah.
Lilani. Jesus.
Lila.
Lila, that, yeah, maybe just hold off until you tell him when you told us this information.
Okay, if that's the case, I would have said that out loud, because we
Sounds
all would have been there.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
Would you
We
betray
should-
your gods?
I'm sorry, I don't know where you're going with this.
No, my point is that I'm not being accusatory of yourself. I'm just saying, your belief system, would you betray it?
Well, no.
So she's not going to betray hers.
I mean, some of the gods can be very forgiving.
These aren't gods, they're people.
Okay, I'm fine with everyone here, but can we all agree that Fergus is a dick?
Fergus is potentially a big dick.
Alright, Fergus goes first.
Yeah.
Yeah, why do you stop him from going down there?
I
Because-
didn't. I was going to bless him.
We could have been rid of him.
Maury.
Well, they have that conversation.
So while you're having this conversation and you're discussing the next steps, Lila in the other room,
I'm good.
you've gone upstairs for this conversation.
I'm gonna start making preparation for rest while you guys wander off.
I am not going to stay in this house. I don't like it here. And I'm going to say to everyone, I feel as though I have overstayed my welcome and I'm okay with that. So I'll just wait outside until you guys are ready.
Oh fuck! I fold up my blanket.
All right. As Kailani leaves, and you
Not
follow
like running away or anything, but I'm just standing out the front,
Yeah.
lean against the house.
Ivor, you feel another shift as another note appears to you.
Boy.
And while you
From
have
you
that,
to us.
I'm going to say we take a 10-minute break as Ivor reads this letter, and we will be back in 10 minutes. That is where we'll go, and we'll see
That
you
is where
all
we'll go.
very soon. Stay tuned. We're going to take the quickest 10-minute break.
Oh!
That
Roll the damage! I've waited this long!
So I'm rolling the damage and not fudging at all, so let's see what happens.
Oh, no!
Wrong another round?
Oh, jeez. They're calling for a cliffhanger.
Well, he'll roll it. And then
Oh my god, stop rolling! Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see how much damage Amara gets after we come back from a 10-minute break.
I hate this game.
We'll see everybody in 10 minutes.
And I rolled a 20, 25 for
Okay.
stealth check. 25.
Okay.
Oh, that's a bad laugh.
That's bad.
It's a bad laugh. That's a wheeze.
Is that a
That's
nat
an
20?
evil wheeze.
It's 18 for me.
Is that a nat 20?
So you all start walking
18.
down. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna,
hold on a second.
just gonna leave my hands like this for a moment.
Stop flexing your muscles.
Gee, I'm just happy. It's all bad.
As Amara starts to race towards Rook, you have just been handed the potion, and you saw Amara then just disappear. As you turned to attempt to uncork it and hand it to Osei, the battle's over. And with that swift motion, you look down, and the twitching has stopped. And in front of you, smoke coming out of the body of Osei, now still.
Do I see this?
Yeah.
Thorum! Thorum, help her!
I'm gonna walk on over and look down at her. How's she look? Is there any sign of life?
Make a medicine check.
How's she look? Dead.
That's a nat 1.
After the last question he asked, I pull into the rucksack from the back and present a cup. And I say to it, "This is King Boronel's personal possession."
After 53 sessions! My camera looks like he's gonna cry.
You may if you want.
Sorry, continue.
For anyone who doesn't know, it's taken 53 sessions for Ben to know how to say King Boronel. That is going on TikTok later.
I was clapping because you had components ready.
I'd be just trying to keep next to Rook, trying to grab his hand and just, hey.
Dench, I thought you were Osei?
I'll say something to you.
What is it?
Come here.
What happened?
You look really good right now.
Thank you. No one's ever really taken notice of it. Now's not the time, I think.
There's always a time for love.
Welcome back.
By far the weirdest way to start a stream. We should have called this ASMR cheese eating.
As you look upon this beast, wind buffer, the red scales blind every eyes. The dragon attacks all around you. Birds fly away. Make your attack.
Oh yeah, he fucked up.
Charlins to Rook and says, "Look, this is getting a bit corny."
Oh, dance again, quick!
It's Aaron Cochran, that's
I'm gonna.
Thanks, Sammy.
I'm going to transform.
You got a massage it.
It puts the lotion on its skin.
It puts. Oh, we're lotioning.
Oh no! This is very uncomfortable. I'm glad I did.
Shake off the excess.
Shake it all off.
That was wonderful.
Very
I
nice.
have nightmares tonight.
I'm not good with words. But I think when I think back to everything that I've done since like day one with these motherfuckers, like you were there always. And you were like the only one that actually listened to me for a really long time. So, duh. Of course I got like all feelsy and stuff. And then Dench came along. God. I was so jealous. So fucking jealous. I don't think it's fair to tell you how I feel if I don't get to stay. That would be cruel. But I think you know.
Well, Amara, I love you. And I will wear the cruelty because I think it is worth it. It's worth every moment we've had, and it is every memory.
Mara's just gonna be like, not of lava, but single tear. And she's just gonna be like, I love you too. I'm sorry I didn't say it.
It's Aaron Cochran. That's yeah.
Can you do that again?
I will not do that. It's that you're trying to bandage up gaping holes in his chest. And
I got you, buddy.
You kind of now realize that your initial investigation of his body reveals that his head is missing.
I thought I had him there, guys.
Tell us the things you're going to tell us.
Okay.
And maybe we'll let you live.
Yeah, if it's
Are you lying?
I'll actually laugh. Like in character.
Are your shoulders like that?
It comes out exactly like that.
I don't know what they're gonna do.
You have feathers in your hand of this Pegasus.
Do we see the children?
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to try and catch the children.
All right. They're moving very quickly. So what's your flying speed?
My flying speed full is 60 feet.
Okay. 60 feet. Okay. They are falling a bit faster, but you can attempt to.
It's our first kill in the campaign, 2 innocent children.
And as you get closer, you see lives. And this cage that it now looks like it is so packed with corpses, squished together. As you get a closer look, this symbol is depicting 2 companies or houses, but they are together. They're on the same bit of metal. They depict the house that your parents are working in. And they depict the symbol on the other side of House Tarot.
Oh, fuck you.
And we're gonna end that. And we're gonna end that tonight.
And that's it. That's it, everybody.
We're gonna take the quickest 10-minute break.
Oh!
No! Roll the damage! I've waited this long!
So I'm rolling the damage and not budging at all, so let's see what happens.
Oh!
Wrong one, another round?
Oh, jeez. They're calling for a cliffhanger.
Well, he'll roll it. And then
Oh my god, stop rolling! Oh no.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see how much damage Amara gets after we come back from a 10-minute break.
I hate this game.
We'll see everybody in 10 minutes.
And I rolled a 25 for stealth check.
25.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, that's a bad laugh.
That's bad.
It's a bad laugh. It's a wheeze.
Is that a
It's
nat
an
20?
evil wheeze.
18 for me.
Is that a nat 20?
So you all start walking
18.
down.
Hold on a second.
Just gonna leave my hands like this for a moment.
Stop flexing your muscles.
The t-shirt is happy. It's all bad.
As Amara starts to race towards Rook, you have just been handed the potion. And you saw Amara then just disappear. As you turned to attempt to uncork it and hand it to her, say, the battle's over. And with that swift motion, you look down, and the twitching has stopped. And in front of you, smoke coming out of the body of Osei, now still.
Do I see this?
Yeah.
Thorum! Thorum, help her!
I'm gonna walk on over and look down at her. How's she look? Is there any sign of life?
Make a medicine check.
How's she look? Dead.
That's a nat 1.
After the last question he asked, I pull into the rucksack from the back and present a cup. And I say to it, "This is King Boronel's personal possession."
After 53 sessions! The camera looks like he's gonna cry.
You may if you want.
Sorry, continue.
For anyone who doesn't know, it's taken 53 sessions for Ben to know how to say King Boronel. That is going on TikTok later.
I was clapping because you had components ready.
I'd be just trying to keep next to Rook, trying to grab his hand and just, hey.
And we're back, everyone. We have some sad news. Unfortunately, Emily has had to leave. Her nostrils are just causing her a little too much grief. So she persevered very, very well through the first half. So we wish you well, Emily. Hopefully you are a bit better soon.
Didn't want to sneeze at me.
Run that risk.
Yes, correct. Oh yeah, water is terrible treasure. We want other drinks. So, as we move back into the scene, Kailani has headed outside. You followed, but you received that letter first. As you, what are you two doing? As Maury, and you, Rin, watch Kailani leave the home. Lila is left there a little awkwardly.
Well, you walked upstairs with Maury, didn't you?
Yeah, I was going to go private with him for a moment.
Cool.
So I guess I'd just be with Lila. Look, I don't know what their problem is, but I'm okay with you.
She, almost a sad smile, she says, when, I don't know if you know too much about this, but when duty calls and it's difficult to, it's difficult to not follow suit, and there's a feeling of duty, there's a feeling of that, you know, the administration has done so much for me, taught me well the magics. I've survived because of them. I am torn, and I want a spy, and of course, and I do have one. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like I've shown that in the battles that we've been in. But I think I'm just concerned about what they will bring and who they will bring to make sure that their will is done. They're not an evil people. They are themselves following policy. Without it, we are uncivilized. We are uncultured. Do you have anything like that, Rin, in your culture? A sense of duty, a sense of belonging?
Yeah, well, I mean, the pack is pretty important, but I guess first of all, I have seen that you put yourself in danger for Mori, so I don't think that you're the spineless. But I guess all I could say is that I walked away from my duty for the greater good, I think. So it's not everything. You can forge your own path. The 12 went to 12 in the beginning, I guess.
I think I am forging my own path. I could have remained in Korth. I could have perhaps gone into the books, become a teacher. Not many of us get to become adventurers, become ambassadors to the administration. They are few and far between, and because it is actually frowned upon. I'm here because I fought against that status quo. I feel like I've done my part, and there's a part of me that doesn't feel like I need to explain myself.
Well, I mean, that sounds good then.
I appreciate that, thank you.
But I guess if we need some more help immediately, what's above a guard captain here? Because I mean, we haven't really talked to anyone higher up than that. Do you think maybe they are also infiltrated by these death people?
I'm not sure. Usually, this sort of protection of the city falls to the guard captains. Gerol was undone. Though, anyway,
I don't know, we have like a chief.
There's a mayor here,
Mhm.
but I also hadn't heard from him, no. Perhaps we should investigate this, but aren't we immediately going back and investigating this trapdoor? I don't mind either. I would prefer us not split up. I think if either way we are going to possibly find trouble. I haven't, from as far as I can imagine, Captain Joel has been getting orders and help from the mayor of the city. I can't confirm this.
Did you hear anything about his body being found?
Bodies? His?
Gerald.
No, I hadn't. I've been here, unfortunately. I would imagine they would have found it by now.
Well, I don't know these days with all these dead people walking around and that the note that he wrote.
It's true. It's something to be concerned about, certainly, but we just simply haven't had time to investigate that. Again, I think we need to decide which one is the more important out of the two and head there together.
And what about the House Beneath people?
Well, as far as I hear, they're helping the guard make sure that the town is safe. They are protecting people from going into the warehouse district, though their loyalties don't lie with Vedykar. Their loyalties lie with Coin. They act on their own accord. I would imagine that they're not going to so much risk their lives like the guards of Vedykar would. The guards have families here, whereas House Denny can simply move on and find Coin elsewhere if it gets a bit too hot in the collar, if I can say that.
I don't know. Locke seemed to have a very bad feeling about going down there. But...
Very well. If that's the case, perhaps we shouldn't. Perhaps we should instead talk to this mayor, see what they have to say.
I don't know, just not sure which one is better. The alternative of maybe things get worse down there while we dawdle.
It certainly could. Who knows what they're doing down there, whether they are preparing for something or simply waiting for us to leave.
I don't know. Well, it stinks like the dead down there.
Shall we ask the rest?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll go and talk to Lani, soften the blow of you walking out there.
Thank you, I appreciate it. But I think I'll be okay. Thank you. I'll be fine. I'll come with you. Let's gather everyone and see what they want to do. You head down the stairs with her?
Yeah, I guess we would be heading outside.
You all...
These two were upstairs.
You all appear outside, and Maury and Locke. Anything else you want to mention to Maury privately before you go? As you do hear the sounds of Lila and Rin speaking, but you don't quite overhear what they're saying.
Yeah, okay. I must ask, have you got a contingency plan if anything was to happen to you? You don't have any other contacts here?
The translucent white skin gives a smile. Contingency? I'm not quite sure what you mean.
I mean, if perhaps, obviously, as we spoke before at the construct, I don't mind what you do. If you need to leave, then do so for your own people and the learning of your land. But I can't help but wonder if perhaps the 12 try to enforce their will on you. I don't have reasonable suspicion to believe that, but one should always have a backup plan.
I've heard they can be very persuasive, but I don't think they would cast any spell on me to be kept in a place I shouldn't be. They sound like they are arrogant. They sound like they certainly have their own agenda, but they do seem like that they are there for the greater good. That's my initial impression without meeting them, though. I would not be surprised if I was wrong. I would be very surprised if they were evil.
My intention isn't to accuse them of being evil, but I find it interesting in the little key words that Lila asked of you. It wasn't a, can I persuade you to go to the 12? It was a, they forced me to take you to the 12.
That is interesting. Though, when we are given commands as elves of the Undying Court, we enact them. They are our protectors as well as leaders. We respect this hierarchy, if you will, just like any farmer would go to their liege lord and ask for permission to do something or another. If the liege lord then says yes or no, to go against this is punishable.
DM question. Am I correct in, I think this has been mentioned before, though the land is somewhat united, Shan isn't necessarily like the capital anymore, but it is a big city. But the countries do sometimes act independently.
The countries have always acted independently.
Yeah.
And each country has a capital. Shan is simply the biggest city in Corvair. Shan, being the capital of Breland, simply seems to have the most the most land to then be able to build upon. So Shan is the biggest city, but each country has its own capital.
Is it common knowledge where the 12 reside?
Yes. Korth.
Korth. Which is
in Karnath. To the west, due west, essentially between you and Korth is what's known as the Nightwood, a massive forest.
Yeah.
Which takes a couple of weeks to traverse through or around, allowing that, and that's to your knowledge, it's about accurate as to what Lila said about how long it would take for this other group of administrative people from the 12 to come along.
Yeah.
And Korth is the capital.
Kind of. Would I understand just because? Yeah, can't. That's it. That's the place. Even though, like the 12, do they act on behalf of Karnath then?
So the 12 still, there are 12 of them.
Yeah.
Each of these mages, these great wizards, represent a house.
Mm.
So they represent House Civis, House Jarasco. All these houses that are part of Corvair, each mage is a representative of those. So they act independently of any country. They act as representatives of these houses, not of the countries.
Yeah, so every individual one of the 12 has a nation or country that it abides by or helps.
No, a house.
A house, sorry, a house.
Not a country.
Yeah.
So, for example, you know that Farizo doesn't conform to the laws of Korth or Karnath. He doesn't conform to the laws of that country. He doesn't even really conform to the dragon-marked house laws, but he is a representative of them, and he does enact those rules and policies, and makes them. He's not the leader of the house. That's different. He's just a powerful representative of them.
Yeah, okay. Would it be misguided to think that if one of the 12 acts with a house that there might be bias there?
You should ask me these questions.
Look, there have absolutely been instances that you recall where, for example, a piece of history that you recall, House Vidalis is a house of animal handling.
Yeah.
There were instances where the mage or the wizard that was a part of this representative of the 12 of House Vidalis broke some rules to be able to get House Vidalis members into the Marul holds to be able to capture and train wyverns.
Yeah, okay.
To their own purpose, for their benefit of coin, whereas the Marul holds laws prevented that. Didn't allow that.
Yeah.
So there were some sneaky, intricate little political intrigue there.
Yeah.
So that's an example.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely, it has happened, and it's happened in the past. You don't know if there's anything currently happening that would put someone not at ease, but it's happened in the past.
Yeah. Yes, and talking to Maury now. I would just err on the side of caution.
What makes you so concerned?
I guess just for your own protection.
Again, I wouldn't say that they would be outwardly opposing to me being here. I believe they would have already known. I think they're just allowing me some time. I think eventually I will have to go and see them.
I think you should.
But I don't think that's now.
But I think that should be underneath your discretion.
Yes.
Not theirs.
No, correct.
again, if something was to happen to you, who would you like me to send word to?
You're concerned about my health, and should I die, would there be someone that would replace me?
Well, I'm not necessarily a replacement, but as someone who sent the letter out to get you here, I'm concerned that perhaps that may put, and without sounding selfish, myself at risk, particularly if something was to happen to you. And secondly, to let that person know that perhaps you need some support.
You can contact a person known as Floric Kisa. For the purposes of keeping something to myself, I will not tell you who this person is, but simply seek them out by letter or in person. You can keep my book if I do die. That can be a credible association you had with me, and they will know that that was by choice, not by force. And seek out Floric. Let them know what happened to me.
Well, let's put this to rest then. I hope that we don't have to enact any of this.
I hope not either.
Secondly, if something was to happen to you, not by even the hand of the 12, I'm sure they would like to know what happened to you.
Oh yes, absolutely. I'm sure that would sabotage it for a little longer than we would like.
We can't have a missing emissary walking around in Corvair.
Or a dead one. Not for any, yes. Which is an odd thing, isn't it, that they haven't come in with a bigger force to prevent anything happening to me. Not that I expect it, but it's more of a curiosity that they don't feel like it's important enough. Since we haven't spoken for some time, our nations.
Well, perhaps after this there may be some communication.
It would be nice. At least more relieving than anything.
Well, let's seek to more positive attitudes and hope that this is all just a misunderstanding.
I hope so. Shall we join the rest?
We should. I'm going to ask Lila one thing.
Sure. On her own or with everyone?
With everyone.
Yep. Well, you all find yourselves out the front door of Lila's home, and you see the street is bright, and the cloud cover is a little lessened now, and you can see the sun shining through. It's cold, but there is that tinge of warm light over the crushing of soft snow beneath your feet.
I'll look around expectantly to see Kalani, and I'll just kind of nudge Lila. I'm sorry about that unpleasant business.
Lila looks towards Kalani and shakes her head, and she says, "No matter. I think we have some important things to do now."
Out of interest, you never mentioned which of the 12 you spoke to.
I'm not particularly representing any one house. The administration doesn't. They are think of them like a conglomerate of universities that teach newcomers. I'm simply one of their students.
And out of interest, who gave you that order?
The order to come here?
To not take, poor wording, escort Maury.
That would be my direct superior, Lordess Denara.
Technically, you're escorting him.
Well, yes, that is true. It would, yes. I've been asked by Lordess Denara to escort.
Yeah.
All right.
So into the hole or off to see the mayor?
Well, what do you think?
Well, I don't know. The mayor's like an unknown. And these death people seem to have infiltrated the guards. Why not the political thing as well? Yeah. Are you sure we're not going to die?
Well, maybe not now. It's been a... How long has it been since we...
An hour?
An hour? It's been an hour. It's a very momentary kind of spell. Only gives me the then and there. Doesn't foresee like into months or hours. Simply by avoiding it may have been enough to tip the favor in our hands.
Okay, so you're saying we will never die?
Well...
In that hole. And it's all safe now. Okay,
So
let's go.
We're invincible in that hole.
Not necessarily, but we might fare better. I mean, I can attempt the spell again when we get there.
No, I prefer not to know. It might scare me and maybe not want to go in.
Yeah. Sometimes there's confidence in the not knowing.
I wonder what we should run that just for fun, that spell, before we do anything stupid.
Yeah.
I wonder what it said before we fought that robot. I bet you it said Doom then as well.
Well, I mean, it's a good point. It the bones do speak in mysterious ways. It's as much of a feeling than it is a outcome.
You're walking while you're saying you're talking, by the way.
I'm going to turn to Marie. How are you communicating with your homeland?
We have a similar spell, but a slightly more powerful, that sending offers. It doesn't. I don't have the ability to do this very often, but when I can, I make sure that the few words I can produce are important.
You ever want to send them a letter?
I appreciate it. Thank you.
We do.
I have. In my fevered dreams, I did actually formulate wordings for a letter. I just have to write them down. They do provide more wording, but take more time to get there. I'd be very appreciative if you did send it, though.
Most certainly we will.
Thank you.
Probably take someone a while to get there, but...
You'll have to remind me again of the types of travel you provide and the sense of urgency for some. I may be able to offer a fair amount for expediting the letter.
Yeah, it's more like we expedite it within the existing network. Someone's still going to have to paddle across there.
Oh, I say, they can't take a ship.
That's what I meant.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, fair. I will include that travel expense in the cost.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm sure it'll be our pleasure.
Thank you. I'll have it to you tonight.
Oh, one more question. Sorry, this one's for you, Lila. Someone gave me a letter a long time ago.
Are you doing this privately with your friends and view? Yeah, cool.
No. I have to deliver a letter to House Sulrani, but I'm not very familiar with that house.
She stops exactly where she is.
Oh, great. Did I say it wrong?
You see Lila look down at the ground, and she stops, shuffling her feet. She gives you such a stare, such eyes that you immediately stop what you're doing. There's one of fear.
Why are you looking scared?
Quietly, she says, looks around. You see that you're in a fairly busy street. It's one of the main thoroughfares. You're about halfway to the blacksmith now, and she, in your mind, she says, just your mind. You what?
Get out of my brain. Then I say out loud.
I'm not even in there.
Not you.
Whispering, hissing at you, imploring, she says, do not mention that name again.
Listen, I think you're making a bigger deal about this than it is. Somebody, and I'm not meant to tell you about these letters and all that, but someone is casting a wide net and they want to get something they can use to maybe make their cattle a little bigger than they could ever naturally get, which I think is not allowed. And they're just looking for some help from the houses. They rattled off like 10 houses. They read a book. They said, these houses, reach out. That was one of them. I never heard of them.
So you should not have.
Okay. Are we just going to leave it there, or you going to give me more context than that?
Here and now, you will hear nothing more from me.
Oh, great.
Not when there are ears and eyes. And possibly magic.
Oh, well, I mean, if you want me to forget about it, think about a way to soup up a cow.
There's no forgetting about it now.
Oh, great.
You need a good broth of water.
Perhaps after this debacle, we can move on to the next, which is your letter. Do not speak that name until we discuss this in private.
Okay, it's in the hat. I can't get it out of the hat, I'm telling you now.
Without another word, she moves on, more swiftly.
I'm going to turn to Maury.
What was the name?
Huh? House Thorani. I'm going to turn to Maury and just be like...
He looks a bit confusingly. You can make a history check.
Like, see that? See that backward shit? See how she knows about stuff that get you killed straight up? This is why you don't talk to the 12.
Maury nods in understanding. This understanding dawning with him. I can see that they know much. They're very knowledgeable if they fear something like this. I'm not going to mention it out of respect for that suggestion, but
Huh. Why? Could be anything. These could be like a group of good wizards somewhere.
Well, I don't know why Lila would shirk at mentioning anything about people doing good.
Yeah. Why would people like the 12 and Lila shirk at the thought of some people elsewhere doing things?
Perhaps it's like a sneeze to really.
Anyway, think about it.
What's so special about the house?
Nothing.
Do they have like a nice door or something?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't understand. What the...
No, you got it. First try.
Oh, okay.
That's it. They're
Where'd you
renowned
get
for
for your
their-
roll?
Why would that make her angry?
Because she's like a hanging beads kind of girl.
No.
You know, like on the doors.
I'm sorry,
You do know a little bit about House Thorani.
oh, well, okay.
Predominantly, they are elves, and they are a house that is one of the newer dragon-marked houses. You don't recall seeing what their emblem is, but they are widely regarded to be entertainers, artists, and courtiers all over Corvair. Mostly in the Lazar principalities, though, they seem to have their business.
Would I know Lazar principalities?
Yep. That's where some of their headquarters are, or base of operations.
There's not really a discernible reason why I would understand that she'd be upset about that.
Not really, no.
No, it's going to confuse me more.
You know, houses have rivalries and such. Perhaps it's something to do with that. You're not sure.
There you go. I'll say, as far as I know, they're just a house of entertainment that operates from the Lazar principalities. If that helps you.
Artists and entertainers, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, Maury, in your homeland, who is it that helps people, think outside the status quo, or maybe pokes fun at the government? Because here it's the artists and entertainers. That's all I'm saying, dog. That's all I'm saying.
There are lots of bright minds.
Clouds, man. Why would they be like that? Why would they have those as chemtrails? I'm telling you.
The clouds.
Never mind.
Gee, man.
The clouds? I'm more than happy to explain why they.
Look, I'm just saying, not everything's always as it seems.
It's very in depth, huh?
His eyeballs handmade of tin.
Out of aluminum foil.
Yeah.
You reach the blacksmith, and you see the 3 newly discovered dwarves have not moved. They are. They have the 2 of them. The sons have their crossbows nocked, and ready and loaded to be able to shoot on sight. And you see that Ulthin, the father, is just pacing back and forth, and over his shoulder he has this what looks to be very heavy full plate armor. And he as looking at you, he strides up towards you and says, "Here, there was a secret compartment. They had the good stuff. Here, I blessed it with a kiss for you."
That's better than any beer. I'm gonna have a look at it. I'll inspect it, just to make sure there's no runes on it. Not that I think that they did that, but just because this house is haunted.
You can make an investigation check as he watches you looking very thoroughly at this.
This is amazing. Really use this.
He says, "What are you doing? You think I did something unspeakable to it?" Nah. Just a bit of love.
Oh, not at all. I'm just admiring the quality of it. I'm gonna cantrip myself. 15?
For investigation?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a very fine suit of heavy armor. Full plate, it has this breastplate that you would, that has a swivel that you would fold over on the back that would click in with a couple of clasps. You see that there's a chain skirt that would fall down towards just below your knees, that they're very intricately pressed and linked, made of just a heavy steel. So it's like pretty much any other mundane looking plate mail you would find.
Yeah, mundane's my jam.
But he said, he does explain that there were a couple of different sizes. He chose the one that was closest match to yours, which does seem to work.
No, this is amazing, thank you.
Think nothing of it.
Might I ask, and that'd be weird. Would you mind helping me don this?
Aye. Certainly.
Zip me up.
And
take off your current armor.
And yeah, I'll take it off. It's just like half plate. Rip it off.
He gives you this. Ooh. I'm just joking with you.
If you wish to admire, that's fine.
Oh, there's plenty to admire. Don't get me wrong, but anyway.
Think of that as your payment.
I'm just trying to make this dwarf a little uncomfortable. Is it working?
No.
You want to help me too?
No. Look like you've got it.
And I'll put it, I think if I get someone to help me, it doesn't take 10 minutes.
Correct. Yeah, it's about half that time. Yeah.
Okay.
So as
suit up compilation.
Dun, dun. As you
Don't mind me. I'm just gonna clamp up.
as you watch Locke being helped by Ulthin to put on this new suit of armor. Feel free to put that in your stats now.
Thank you.
What would you all like to do in the meantime?
So like a small pebble outside.
There are several.
I'm gonna underarm one down this staircase and see if I can hear it hit something solid.
Okay.
Bounces.
Sure. As you throw this rock down, it how hard are you throwing it down? How tough? How violently?
Reasonably strong.
You look down, and even with your dark vision, it's 60 feet out. You see 60 feet in front of you. It just becomes black after that. There seems to be more stair after that. As you throw it as hard as you can, you hear ding, 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 ding. You count about 7 times. it bounces and then you don't hear any more, but you didn't hear this clatter at the end, as though it would have landed on a flat surface yet. So you imagine it's more than 60 feet down, more than double that.
There's either more than 60 feet down, or there's a very sudden drop somewhere along this staircase. It's like a staircase straight to an open cliff.
That doesn't seem practical.
Does if you're trying to trick assholes into falling to their death.
Felgen turns and looks towards you with that comment. Who you calling an asshole?
Anyone who falls to their death.
Aye, I agree.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Fergus?
It's Fergen, but I see why you might be making fun of my name. Again, I apologize for everything. I don't know. I know you have a grudge against me. I sneezed. It can't be helped.
Yeah, can't be helped.
I'll try not to do it in your presence anymore now that I know your weakness for noses. Mine is particularly pudgy. You hear
That was an actual sneeze.
Locke sneeze. Were you doing that in character?
I covered my face.
Yeah, he was doing it in character. Fergen just looks at you in alarm and just instinctively steps in front of you between you and Rin and holds up his crossbow like a bit shakily at you. You know it can be helped. It cannot be helped.
It's a bit dusty in this suit of armor.
Going to psychically link to Locke and Fergen, and in their heads you'll just hear and we are linked for 5 hours.
Fergen just winces after every time. You're right, after a while it does sound a little disgusting.
Have you ever sneezed?
I don't want to hear about sneezing right now.
What happens to shifters when they sneeze? Is the real question.
Well, with this reaction they die.
Well, who knows? Something happens.
Well, it can ruin friendships.
Well, just imagine if in our society.
I'm sorry.
Just saying, imagine if in our society, every sneeze was a shot. The rules would be different.
Every sneeze was a what?
A shot. Think on that.
What's a shot?
Oh, I'll tell you.
It's a shite.
Oh.
That sneaks up on you. What happens when you sneeze?
Yeah, you get into a fight and it can ruin friendships.
Well, this has really gotten to you.
Do all of everyone you're from? You all thinking like that, or is this?
Yes. It is very rude. It's like calling someone out. Like if you want to fight someone, that's what you do. It really pissed me off when you did that. I'm not happy with you right now.
So you don't ever have the desire to sneeze, or you just?
No, of course you do. You get shit in your nostrils all the time when you're sniffing for like scents and stuff.
Yeah.
But what you do is it's a sign of respect if you're like, and it burns, and you got to do it, and then it makes people feel good.
I wish you would have told me that first.
Yeah.
It would have.
Well, what I've got to explain basic manners to you all.
This is pretty unique.
This is very interesting. It makes me want to forget all about the hole, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, it makes me want to go down the hole, and I probably will, and I'll storm down the hole.
Okay. Well, I guess he's going first.
Rin disappears into the hole.
I will follow Rin.
Okay.
I'll just shrug at the dwarf.
The dwarf goes after you, Ivor. All three of them do. Maury and Lila watch on in shock again. but they follow suit behind you, Locke.
Hey, remember to angrily check for traps as you storm down these stairs.
I'd probably storm down the first 20 feet without.
As you walk down these stairs,
Scared, or?
you've got dark vision as well.
60 feet.
And you see these stairs, stone and very well carved, smooth, polished even. Every one in this natural rock, but it looks like it's been varnished. As you look down, you see they look as though someone has installed them yesterday. No footprints, no dust, nothing. You go the first 20 feet, and that red light begins to flicker. Though again, that source, unknown. You look around and you feel like it's hovering, the source might be hovering in the air right in front of you. You should see it. It should be right there, but it's always outside of your vision. As you turn, you can't discern where that is. Once that 20 feet, about 19 steps worth is past you. Are you doing anything new?
Look, I guess with all that eerie stuff, I would slow down a bit and actually start to check for things as I'm going. And probably think in your head, I'm still angry at you right now, but you should probably know that the stairs here are a little bit weird, maybe a little bit slippery. I don't want you to die, but I'm still angry.
I appreciate that. I'll try not to die for you so you can be angry at me for longer.
Good.
I think that's as good as we're going to get from a very potent backstory part from Emily X Grace. So I respect it.
After Rin said that, can I move at like half speed just to try and make sure my footing was alright?
Yes, you can. Sure.
So I guess I'll fall behind.
Yep, fall behind a bit, but the rest, Maury, Lila that now produces light in a 20-foot radius around you all, and you can see each other very clearly. So she produces light. Maury looks at you and whispers something to Lila, and they both have the same speed as you now, and they are taking care as they walk down each step.
I'll just cautiously, I guess, keep an eye and kind of like nod to... Because Lila wasn't there, so like, just be wary of traps. Rin's up ahead, so we should be okay, but just in case something's missed. Or if he gets too lucky and we don't.
Your voice, even low, echoes through this hallway of stairs leading down. They are also fairly steep, in fact, though no railings. There's no banisters. There's just wall, and the wall itself is roughly hewn. It's a very stark difference from the stairs. So you're holding on to the wall. Rin, are you doing anything else?
Look, I guess I'd be looking for traps and whatnot while continuing to go down and...
Investigation.
Anything in particular stops me. I'm so very angry, I can't focus right now. That was a natural one.
Okay. You move for the next 10 minutes without incident. You don't find anything unusual about these stairs whatsoever. The walls look exactly the same as when you first started.
Have we been traveling down these stairs for 10 minutes?
Yes.
I'll be like, Maury, does this feel natural to you? How long did it take you to get down here last time?
Maury shakes his head. He says, "No, I feel like we stopped and turned."
Just traveling down a flight of stairs for 10 minutes this steep is
unnatural.
pretty deep, yeah.
total darkness behind us, right?
Well, no, that red dim is still there. That red dim light that doesn't have a discernible source.
But can I still see? Can I see you back up the stairs the door we came
Yes.
through? Okay.
It's been 10 minutes, so no, it's too far away. Though it's a straight line, it's still a bit too dark.
Just take a copper out of my pocket and flick it down the stairs again and see if I can hear it.
The same amount. In fact, exactly the same. 7 hits, and then nothing.
Can I try it again and throw it a little bit harder?
As you take another copper coin, make sure you deduct these.
Yes.
Because they do not return to you. They will not. 7. You distinctly throw them a fair bit harder. 7 bounces.
Huh. Do you notice how it sounds the exact same no matter how hard I...
Maury whispers, I believe there should have been an entrance before now.
I'm taking 3 coppers off. Because I put 3 coppers in my hand.
The blonde-haired dwarf as well now starts to sniff and look a little bit wary around him. And you can see that Broleg whispers, I don't think this is natural. This is magic. I can sense it. We dwarfs, we're very innate with our understanding of underneath the ground. This is not underneath the ground. If it once was, perhaps a level or 2 after we started, but now it's something different. It doesn't smell right. We should go back up. Ulthin, his father, just nods solemnly and says, I agree. I think we should.
Yeah, sure.
Find this secret hidden door, perhaps a little ways up.
That sounds like a good idea. Let's do it. On the way up, can I look for pennies for those coppers on the ground? The ones I threw back down?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Just as we go along.
Sure. Are you all doing the same, turning and starting your way back?
Yeah, I guess so.
Is there any like sponsons or torches that are along the way?
No, nothing. that fiery red, blood red light doesn't have a source. It doesn't have a point of...
That's behind us or in front?
Both.
Dirty 20.
Okay. You're very, very specific as to where you look. You look along every stair as you go up slowly, and you find nothing.
Hey, I don't think we're in a looping tunnel, which is good. I was concerned we were just walking in a tunnel that just looped back in on itself for like the last 20 minutes. But I can't find those coppers I threw, so it's either longer than that or we're fine.
Turns out we just go down one more flight.
Yeah,
There's a lot of money.
This close.
The dwarves start back up again. Are you going to stay in front, Rin?
Well, I guess I would be at the back if we're going up.
Mm-hmm. You're not pushing past or anything. You're happy in the back.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, you've already checked for your coins. Just in case, I'm going to get some chalk out and mark one of the walls.
Okay.
Smart.
And just kind of keep an eye out, see if there's any, again, like wards or anything like that might be this illusionary magic or something.
Sure, you can make your own investigation check as you walk up. And you can make a perception check, please, Rin. What'd you get, Locke?
Cantrip guide. So 16 for 22.
22 in total?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're looking for
anything that would
indicate runes and stuff.
Yeah, anything
Yeah,
that
cool.
would like gives the idea that there's illusionary magic or something that's causing this to happen. Or yeah, anything that might be obvious that might be causing this to happen.
Yep. As you walk up, you continue your way up. So far, nothing looks amiss or different to when you traverse this downward. What did you get, Rin?
17 for perception.
Okay. As you are at the back now and you start to make your way up, you see all your companions in front of you, and you feel a tap on your shoulder.
Yes, what is it?
No one's there.
Hey, what?
What?
But I could have sworn someone just tapped me on the shoulder. I thought maybe it was one of you, but you're in front of me.
Out of 10, how sure are you that you got tapped on the shoulder?
The 10.
Oh, fuck.
At that point, mere minutes after you turned around, from within the rock, you see a figure leap out towards you. This figure looks like it's trying to push itself outside of this rock, which has now become malleable and stretches. And this creature with these hands that are in a claw-like attacking mode, this maw that's much wider and longer than it should be for a humanoid, leaps out towards you within the rock itself and stops right in front of you and freezes.
So I guess the center spiral. Is that what's in the middle?
Oh,
back up against the...
Oh, yeah, you back up against the opposite wall.
Yeah, and kind of raise my Warhammer to brace against the attack, but I guess doesn't come out. Is it like just stuck now?
It's now looking like this figure was stuck in the rock, trying to force itself out, and now it's like an attacking statue.
Does everybody else see it?
You will see it. The dwarves that have their hands over their weapons, ready to strike as well. Ulthin was with his massive warhammer about to strike and then stops it as it stops, and it's just like this, and just there, waiting, staying.
Can I make out any details?
Yeah.
As you look closer, you do make out a hooked nose, teeth that are much sharper than they should be, and many of them. And behind the first layer of teeth, there's another row of sharpened teeth made of rock. On the top and the bottom. The hands have claws that have very long fingernails, sharpened. Though otherwise, the creature would look naked, very much thinner, very thin and small for the massive head it has. But it is your height, hunched. You can see the spine protruding from made of rock protruding from its back, thin as it is.
I'm gonna kind of like dip and kind of come to the side away from it cautiously. Any ideas? What do you think the chances are that ugly rune we picked up might give us a passageway out of here?
Lila says, which rune?
The one I showed you that we got from the warehouse.
You think using it might help?
I don't know. Have you got any other ideas?
I think perhaps we find out if we pass your chalk mark again and see these things as what they are, scare tactics. Perhaps just figures that would impede on our search. Perhaps we're getting closer and they are afraid we will find what they want to hide.
Oh, didn't Maury say that rune was like a reanimated dead? I don't know if that's going to compound our problems at the moment.
Perhaps it would allow whatever power is here to reignite.
Yeah. Can I grab one of the fingers on the statue thing and try to break it off?
Yeah, make a strength check with advantage.
16.
You hear the rock break. Thank you for the hydrate. You hear the rock break. And it does sound like rock. It doesn't sound like flesh. There's no flesh within. No blood comes out. It's completely made of stone.
Is it brittle?
It's dry and brittle like stone, like that sort of stone would be, yes. It crumbles slightly in your hand.
I don't know, it just seems like stone. Can I try to push up against the wall where it went next to where it came out of?
With that strength check, it's not moving or forming like a humanoid would. It's made of stone, and it's, as you push it, you feel the stone and the rock underneath your fingers start to crumble, as it would. No sound emits from this creature, from this figure.
I don't know, I'm not magic.
Maybe it is just an illusion.
Maury steps around it and touches the wall from where it came from. You can hear him muttering under his breath a little. And you can see that in 4 places, the stone opens up, revealing a passageway. One right next to this creature, another one about 20 stairs up, another one about another 20 stairs up, and then another one about 20 stairs down.
Love options.
Do any of these smell familiar? These entrances?
Are you going between them to see?
Like Maury, I'm like, is there anything about any of these 4 doors that seems familiar?
Yeah, is it the smell of the perfumed rot?
Maury nods and says, and moves up to the very top one. And as he comes back down, he says, yes, the second from the top, the one closest to us, rising up, that smells more like the perfume than the others. It could just be a more recent visit by whomever this is, but I feel like this is the way. Counting the stairs, it is accurate.
How come you knew how to open that?
It was a spell of stone shape. It was simply a matter of trying to understand from where the stair, or how many stairs I remember traversing, but also just some magic to see if I can break whatever. Well, it was more of a dispel, as it were. I think these things are hidden.
I guess we just follow his lead.
Yeah.
It's best that we got.
The dwarves stretch their shoulders out and flex as they half smile. Fergus says, I'd better get some blood on me axe soon. I'm hankering. He has this wild look about him as he strides in after Maury and Lila. The other dwarves are behind you and they seem as excited, as ready. You're all going in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would like to.
The passageway is thin and short. It's pitch black. And you have to feel your way through. You follow it and it seems to bend to the left. And you feel no level change. You don't feel stairs or any sort of angle going up or down, but straight and narrow. You don't see any light at all until about 5 minutes later, you come to this T junction. And Maury whispers back, I think it was a right-hand turn. And so he goes right. him leading, Lila just behind.
He's leading, is he?
Yep.
I know where I am. If I can, I'll kind of grab him and be like, do you think you should be leading this?
Maury whispers back, I'm the one who knows the way.
You can still lead with your eyes.
It's very noble of you.
Lila, maybe you should go up front.
That's less noble of you.
Lila doesn't take this any other way than protecting Maury, and she goes to the front without a word. And she now follows while Maury whispers direction.
Keep following.
You hear dripping. After another 5 or so minutes, the longest 5 minutes in pitch dark that you've ever had. No other sound, but a gradual dripping forming in your ears from beyond. It seems to come from beyond the wall that's right in front of you. That's blocking your way forward, but you have to, the path leads you around and into an opening. And you come into this room of the same polished floor that you traversed the stair some time back. You see before you a room that's about 100 foot long and about nearly the same wide, almost completely square. You notice that this polished floor is reflecting a dark grey stone above. You notice as well that there are stone receptacles on either side of you. You see 8 of them, 4 on each side. Quite large, heavy, and they seem to have some sort of lid on top of them. And this lid is chiseled out of it a figure. And then beyond them, another 4, 2 on either side.
Are you fucking serious right now? We're in
It's not in game, bro.
In a room. I'm scared shitless and you're doing this? So insensitive.
Should I hold it in?
So there are...
You're going to nosebleed next
Yeah.
time.
There are in fact 6 of these, 6 on each side, and then at the very end there seems to be this demonic looking face made of stone that seems to be dripping, the source of the dripping sound, in a small pool that's on the floor level in a small stone bowl. It seems to be dripping some sort of liquid into it from the corner of its fanged mouth. This demonic creature looks like it's similar in look to what you saw jutting out of this stone that seemed to want to attack you. It's the teeth though are much larger and still as sharp, as though rock can't do that, can't be that specific, that intricate. The eyes are stone as well, and they simply look at you, look directly ahead to where you are. And there are 4 horns, 2 large that curl upward and then slightly back, and then another 2 just on the inner side of its forehead going downward. There's no body, discernible body in this to this creature. It just seems to have a head that's jutting out from the back and this pool. And there's someone kneeling in front of it, kneeling in front of this pool, just back to you. And these 3 dwarves, as quietly as you've ever heard, start to move closer to this person.
Are you still sneezing in my head?
Depends if that was a real sneeze or if
No, that wasn't a real sneeze.
I guess that, like, within the tribe, there would be traditions and rituals and whatnot. Do I get the impression that these like stone receptacles would be part of a ritualistic process? Given it's like an altered room, like I'd probably investigate the stone receptacles a bit closer, see if the figure that you mentioned on them, if there's any recognition, or if there's something to garner from.
Yeah,
that.
sure. Make an investigation check. Do you doing so quietly?
I would be doing so as quietly, if I
Make a
particularly
stealth check as
if the dwarves are going quiet.
They are.
Well, stealth is like 28 or something. The investigation's only a 9.
You move up to these receptacles made of stone, and you understand that they are about 10 feet apart from each other. The figures that seem to have been carved into the lids, they're all closed, these receptacles, and they don't have any discernible features that you recognize. You move very quietly, and you go from essentially stone box to stone box, but you don't recognize any of these beings, no. They look very generic. Some of them male, some of them female. One of them is a dwarf, another couple are elves, another couple of humans, and one is a gnome, one is a halfling. You know races, but that's about it.
Are they all statues or?
Yes.
Yeah. And there's only one, from what we can see, potential humanoid in the room, bowing at the big scary skull.
Not bowing, just kneeling over the pool that this liquid is dripping into from the demonic head.
How lit in this room is it?
There are now torches, and these torches, one quite large torch over the top of each of these stone boxes, and then another 2 on either side of this demonic head. They're braziers. They're quite large.
It's pretty.
It's
well
pretty lit in here. It's super lit. As Lila, in all your minds, says, why is there simply one person in this room? And why is there a depiction of each one of the 12 on top of these stone boxes? I would call them coffins, but I know the 12 are not dead.
Oh, neat. Well, I'll stay in that mind. We probably should ask him.
Ask whom?
Is it a stone figure kneeling, not an actual figure?
It's an actual figure, because you see them shift and move, and you can see this figure with thin arms seem to be taking liquid from the pool with their hands and forming it up to their mouth, and then repeating that process.
If you guys don't mind, and say hello.
Lila, do you recognize what that demon is?
No one I'm aware of, she says in your mind.
And to answer that question before, is there any more of those runes in this room?
Perception check.
Cantrip. Well, 8. Yeah, 8.
You do not see any more.
I want to do something out of character, but
Lila, in your mind, says, what is our next move?
Well, I mean, it would seem that this potentially is the culprit of the happenings that happen above.
Yeah, probably, but that doesn't mean we gotta slaughter them. Let's just find out. Sorry, let me rephrase that. That doesn't mean that we can immediately start a fight without ourselves getting slaughtered. Like, how do we know we can take this person? Let's size them up.
How sane do you think he is? Or they are?
But it's just well, if they're super insane, it's the same outcome. Murder-death fight in the coffin room.
Each of the dwarves now have their backs, they're sitting, or at least kneeling. Their backs, each one has found a different stone box to hide behind. And they're sitting and they are facing you because you're further back. They're facing you, but they're hidden to that area in front, and they just have their weapons ready.
Okay.
I think you're right. If somebody is contending with the death of the 12, then this might be something that's beyond our skill.
Let's do some diplomacy. I'm most well equipped to talk shit about the 12.
If he's completely insane, I could pretend to be his demon god.
Yeah. Let's open with that. Hello? Excuse me. I'm gonna call down the corridor.
The figure stops and they stand slowly.
We come peacefully.
As the figure turns, you can see long black hair, a thin frame, tall, with white eyes and very pale skin. You can see she's dressed in a white gown. The daughter of Captain Gerald looks at you with a curious gaze.
How long have you been down here?
She silently takes a step forward and tentatively takes another step.
Is there any, remnants of what she was drinking on her face?
You can see that the liquid is deep, a deep color, crimson of some kind.
Might be wine. Might be wine from the wine lake, indoor wine lake.
That's why all these toilets are here.
Yeah.
She runs her hand over one of the stone boxes and she looks at it a little as though in contemplation.
Really not interested in fighting. Just want to know what's with all the boxes. Which one's for Fariza?
She angles her neck slightly without a smile, still looking at you curiously, and just casually, with a graceful hand, points over to the opposite stone box to where she's standing, about one in from where she is, and then to your left, to her right. But she says nothing more.
Okay. What's the deal with this place? We came down here because of all the slaughter upstairs and whatnot. Is it, I take it you're not a prisoner down here? Or with all the gesturing and blood drinking? Or wine?
She shakes her head slightly and closes her eyes, and she says, "My mind is addled. I remember dying. I think my father holds me here.
tell us about?
Yeah.
I require your help.
Okay, what do you need?
Aren't you Captain Gerald's daughter?
He's no father of mine. Not after what he did to me.
Oh, I don't know. His note that he wrote made it seem like you were the one doing stuff. I think you're lying.
What note?
You know, the one that tried to kill my friend, who said that that you promised that you would see him in the afterlife, and he tried to kill himself, and I stopped him, and then he did kill himself.
My father is not dead.
Yeah, well, I figured that maybe not dead, but yes, jumping out of a window and trying to hang himself. About as dead as what we would get, but maybe not as what you would.
I am his prisoner here, confined to this room. You must find him and kill him for good. He doesn't deserve my capture. I must be at peace. You must help me.
Would some flames not just do that job for you? It won't be pleasant to begin, but...
She takes another step forward. Flames... They used to cause pain. But the necromancers, they are powerful. They make them resist the fires now.
How many of you are down here?
Just I.
That's
The
good.
dwarves, you see the dwarves, she doesn't seem to have noticed them.
I'm thinking to your head, and I guess Fergus.
Fergan.
Hey, I'm pretty sure she is full of shit. Can I inside her?
Yeah, of course.
Can I?
That doesn't match up with the notes and everything like that.
Sure.
Who built this place?
Ah, Jesus fucking Christ. 5.
I'll wait till these rolls, and then I'll get her to respond.
Tell you what.
Can I guess through my readings and whatnot, would I know what this creature is?
You can make a religion check or a history check. It's up to you which one you prefer.
Can't trip mustard.
You're not rolling inside though. You're just rolling history, or is that correct? Or religion, or were you also rolling inside? I thought I saw you start to pick up a die.
Oh, sorry, religion.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Perfect.
13, 16, and religion 6 for 22.
Rin, she looks before you like she does seem a prisoner here, though you can't really discern what's going on at the moment. You can only take her word for it for now, until you find out more, if that changes your perception. And Locke, from what you're looking at, her skin, her eyes, you reminisce, or you remember that the dead in that room that continued to come out of that coffin looked very much like her. In how she holds herself, her shoulders are slumped. She has... Her eyes are black orbs with white, pale, bloodless skin. She's certainly not... She certainly did die, but something or someone has risen her again.
The fact that she's drinking blood, does that give anything away either?
It could be a sustenance thing. It could be something that she's been instructed to do. Your understanding of blood drinking would indicate that there are old tales of creatures called vampires that drink blood, though they normally just take that from living creatures. This would be a bit of an unorthodox way. Other people use blood as rituals to think that that strengthens them, no matter what the source.
Yeah.
It could be one or the other, or something different that you haven't read up on.
Okay, I'm going to ponder that while I
Mm-hmm.
my equipment, because I don't think I have what I want.
Please. I'm not supposed to be here. Just stop him by killing me for good. That's all I can ask. I need this. And she bends down slowly and picks up what looks to be a simple wooden stake. And it's sharpened on one end, and she puts it gently in front of her and then steps back one step. I need his control over me to cease. And once that is done, he will be weakened. I will tell you where he is. I don't know whether you have seen the ruler of Vedykar, but he is there. The ruler of Vedykar is dead, under his control. Go there, to the citadel. Find him there. But kill me first, so he does not summon me to fight for him.
Yeah.
At this point... What's that?
I'm going to kind of look at Lila, see if she's got any...
She's just watching at the moment. At this point, Broleg, the one of the dwarves, the sons who have been hidden, slowly gets up and makes himself known with a crossbow out. And he just, side mouths you, "Oh, can't we just kill her? Then."
Apparently we need to use this stake, I say.
Let's just do it then. Lila has this, a look of fear as well as concern. She's not saying anything at the moment.
These coffin things that I'm standing next to, the lids of them, is something that I could open?
You can try and open them if you want to.
Yeah, I will. I want to see what's in it.
All right, make a strength check on the closest one.
Far away, yeah.
5.
Well, can I help him with that if I see what he's trying to do? Because I do want to see what's in these coffins.
Sure.
I mean,
non-threatening at the moment.
18 plus.
This season's just throwing my mojo.
What's my strength? I should know, I know. But I don't. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, okay. As you both, just you and you, are
that's a team effort.
forcing this lid off, the stone shifts and grinds on itself, and you hear this, and as it pulls away, you slightly unbalance as the lid falls, and it crashes onto this varnished floor and splits in two. And you look inside as the dust settles, and you see this small skeleton, what looks to be the same sort of creature or humanoid that the top depicted, a gnome. And this gnome is just bones looking up at you.
I'm going to turn to Lila. Hey, Lila. Which of these 12 would you be most likely to recognize?
Can I ask, there's a little... Is the container thing above where the coffin is?
The container of...
There were some containers that were circular containers.
The only bowl or stone container that you saw, the one with the liquid in it, you mean?
No, I thought there was one that was like near these coffins as well. Okay.
Just the one. As Lila in your head says, that figure depicts one of the mages of the 12, a gnome of house, or that represents House Orion, join Silath.
Okay. Help me open Farizo's one, someone.
Before I move off, is it just bones? Is there any clothing, jewelry, items? Nothing, just skeleton?
I'm going to hustle over to Farizo's one.
Here, I'll give you a hand with my strength.
Thank you.
You can do the same. You can make the same check because it's within 10 minutes. That's fine.
Yeah.
As you both undo the same.
Watched you do it.
God, that was not a good roll.
You are now directly opposite this person who is speaking to you. Though she takes no heed to how close you are, she just expectantly looks at you and looks down at this wooden stake on the ground. You pull the lid off this other stone box. It shuffles but doesn't fall, and you've seen depictions of Farizo. You know that this is very similar, and inside are bones that would match that.
I'll pick up the skull. What do you reckon, Lila?
She looks quite alarmed. Has her eyes widen, and she says, I think they are bones, but they cannot be of him.
Sure they can. They've all been killed before 1 or 2 times.
I doubt that very much.
Trust me, I'll tell you some stuff one day. Anyways, here. I gently hand her the skull. See if you can figure out if it's really his bones.
She closes her eyes while holding it and casts a couple of spells underneath her breath.
What's Maury doing?
Maury's just looking on as well. He has what looks to be a small dagger that he's held a hand over in his cloak, ready to defend himself if need be. You can see he's also muttering something under his breath towards this person, but you can't quite make out what they are. But they do seem like forming magic of some kind.
I'm going to turn to this person. Once we end this suffering, will that alert your father to our presence here? Your death?
Yes, it will. So you must make haste after I die.
100%.
So he does not leave the city and disappear forever.
Follow-up question. When you say he was weakened by your death? Do you mean emotionally, or you literally killing you will draw his power?
It will draw his power. It will make him more vulnerable. You will have the chance then to finish him.
You mentioned necromancers as in more than one here in the city?
Not directly here in the city, but they are part of the history of Karnath, and they still do practice their magic in secret.
And how do you know of them if you're... Does she look much different from when we saw her last?
No, you saw her last putting her into that box.
Yeah.
She looks the same, but though she's now speaking, and her eyes are now black. Whereas before, they were just simply lifeless.
How do you know this if you've only just... I assume you've turned recently. Do you know of what your state is?
I'm not sure what I am or what I'm becoming.
Would you know where the other necromancers are?
I was simply told this by Gerald. Perhaps to make the information, make it as though it would put fear in me.
So this isn't something you sense, this is something you were told?
Correct. But I can only assume it is correct. How could I then be here were it not true?
Then who is Captain Gerald to you if he's not your father?
He is. I simply do not want to call him that.
Okay, but why are you here drinking blood in front of a demon skull?
And who is that demon?
It is not my choice to be here. This is part of his preparation.
Are you the Lady of Lips?
I'm sorry, that name is old. No. It speaks of a sorceress, a powerful being that I have thought long since past. Though their followers continue to work on her behalf.
I heard she was kind of pathetic, like a loser. Does she react? Do I see any sense of...
You can make another insight if you want to.
For fuck's sake, in that one.
You don't hear a reaction. You don't see a reaction as she says, I am here because I was kept here under guard. There is a link between him and I. He will always know where I am. But he does not know you are here.
Is there perhaps another way to sever that link without murdering you?
There's no murder that will occur. My death happened a time ago. You will not be murdering me. You will simply be putting me at peace.
You seem pretty forthcoming for some of your other brethren we've encountered.
I cannot speak for my other brethren, but I wish to simply be at peace.
Does he visit you here?
He cares not for me, apart from the power I give him.
Look, I'm just saying, all these evil things, it doesn't add up what she's saying. She's hanging out with a bunch of bones in a chamber with the blood and she's drinking it. Why would you do what she says? All these people seem to get more powerful when they die. What if she dies twice and becomes like even more powerful?
Well, yeah.
I don't like it.
I'm not totally convinced killing her is the right thing. Morally, probably, but something else is amiss. Why would you hide?
I'm going to stroke my chin whilst pointing at each of you. I'm going to say, yeah, okay, let's trap her in one of these coffins. And then I'll turn to her and I'll say, it's right to put you out of your misery. But it wouldn't be right to just gank you here in the middle of the demon hall. We should at least have...
Clap you here, right?
right in the middle of this demon hall. It might be worth, you should at least have a place of rest. There should be somewhere appropriate. And I'll look at I'll scoop all the rest of the Friezo bones out and just throw them on the ground. Get in. You should at least have a coffin. I'll pick up the steak off the ground.
She looks curiously, not confusingly, at now the bare coffin, and she says, "What will this do? But simply feed him more power. I don't understand."
You get in, then I stab you in the heart, I assume, which kills you. But it's done in a respectful way. What with him being a cleric, and we don't have to carry your mucky corpse, your mucky blood-covered corpse over that.
I see the logic. Yeah. I will do as you ask.
Is there dirt in this place?
No, looking around, you actually don't see any. It's pristine, that varnished floor. The stone doesn't look like it's worn at all.
There wasn't any dirt in their coffins either, was there?
No, just bone.
Mm.
And this woman slowly makes her way over, step by step, and uses her hands to put a knee onto this coffin, which goes up to her midriff, and she steps within it and lies on her back and looks over to you, Ivor, expectantly.
Huh. I'll pick up the steak. We're all committed to this.
There's some way that you know that you can sever the... I'll talk to Maury. Sever this connection.
There is none. This magic is evil. This magic is not something I am aware of. I'm sorry. I do not know how to partake in helping in this situation apart from protecting you if something went awry. This is necromantic at its heart, evil and malicious. Again, we of the Aranel work with positive energies with the dead. That is quite a different feeling of the spirit.
I turn to her in the coffin and go, hey, I think they're having some moral compunctions about... give me 1 sec. I'll wander over.
Well, Isla, what about that divination magic that you used on Maury?
You're asking Lila?
Mm.
Lila is lost in this skull. Her spells are ended, and she looks up in a shaking body, and she says, just audibly over a whisper, "This is Friezo. And if this is Friezo, then they are all here. The 12 are dead." And that's where we'll pick it up next week.
Bam, bam.
Nicely done, everybody. Very good. Well done you. As the conundrum continues, we'll end it there, as you are still in discussion, but it'll be interesting to know what you want to do next week.
roll something higher than a 10.
That is a good start if you want to do that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Spooky indeed, treasure. That is what you are. Sorry. That was just random. So we're going to raid now. Let's see who we got. Essentially, yeah. Let's see who we have to raid. Blah blah blah. Oh, a few people. That's just cool. That's cool. Let's go with. Okay. Let's try this. Boom. Mimic loaf. I love that.
Boom time.
Oopsie daisy. Because they have a really cool name. Because why wouldn't a loaf be a mimic? It's a cool thing, and it looks like they have a cool name.
Some bread and then it cuts you.
Don't know where this went, or if it's just frozen on us. I don't know. Oh, there we go. We're going to raid in 5 seconds. Everybody have an amazing night. Hope you enjoyed yourself, and we'll get this going in 3, 2, 1. Have a good night. Have a good week, and see you all next week. Hopefully. Take care, everybody. Ciao.
Literally the opening.